You guys got me. Caught me on my worst day. Last podcast, I sounded like I was on a lifeline bed. Sick to my stomach, though. I was coughing, sneezing. Ask Nikhil, who was right there. It was not me just, being big back or whatever. I was genuinely sick to my stomach. But I'm back now.
Yeah.
No more of that.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know what he's talking about, if you listen to the last episode and you look at the comments, 90% of the comments are saying, why the hell is Mo breathing in my ear so hard? I got to take my headphones on because Mo keeps smacking in my ear. It was just nonstop background noise because Mo messed up his audio settings and had it way too sensitive. It was hilarious. Do you have any other statements to say before we put the why is Mo chomping in my ear matter to bed?
Halls, 160 cough drops down my throat, demolished. NyQuil and some other okay, hold on, that sounds crazy, but NyQuil and some other shit too, demolished. I'm back.
You got it.
Fully
you
back.
got it. You got it. You got it.
Let's go.
Yeah, it was so funny. People were like, I legitimately cannot wear headphones because I hear Mo breathing in my ear. Like, it's
I heard
insane.
it too when I was editing the clips. I was like, God damn, who is that? I was like, oh my God, is that me? The embarrassment.
All the
crazy.
exhales are hilarious. You were like moaning in everybody's ear the whole time. Give it ASMR. Well, yeah, man, welcome back to episode, I think, 103. And it's a special episode because this is the end of year 2 of ranking season. In the last 5 weeks, we went position by position and ranked the top 30 players in the NBA at each spot, point guard through center. That part of the ranking season is done. So at this time last year, we did our episode 50 where we ranked the top 50 players of all time. Obviously, we're not going to do it every year. We're not going to keep rehashing Jordan versus LeBron every single summer. But I feel like every year we got to, end it with a very interesting ranking. So today, we're going to do the top 30 most valuable players in the NBA. That's not best players in the NBA. It's most valuable. And we're framing this basically like if you did a redraft for the entire NBA, which players would you select to build your team around? So it's a long-term plus short-term view. However you quantify value, that's what we're ranking.
That's the best way to go ahead and put it. Now, will we stay consistent with that? We're TD3. Probably not.
No, we've never had a rankings where we all think of things in the same way. It's always different points of view, which is, I guess, what people come for.
Oh, I love this. Exactly. We spent 20 minutes last week on Cat versus Chet. It's going to get nasty this week.
Ooh, we did.
Prepare for the most absurd rankings you've ever seen because these lists are surely going to be insanely different because, even when we do the point guard through center, we have difference in opinions, different things weighed differently, I weigh defense more, Mo weighs future potential more, stuff like that. You cannot be more subjective than most valuable. So we're begging for different points of view that inevitably are going to lead to all of us thinking one another are stupid as hell.
This is testing our morals, really, our NBA morals.
That's gonna be great. And the comments, there's always people in the comment section that ride for each of us individually. Everybody has their little clique of people that think they know the best. It's gonna be hilarious to see them. Why are you laughing so hard, Donovan?
Because Mo got a running start on his laugh. And he was like,
He revved his engines.
My body heard what I said before I could actually say it. Funny as fuck.
He's like a Looney Tune running in place for a second before he takes off.
Before this fucking episode starts, please, y'all, give us a like if you're on audio platforms, 5-star, leave a review also. And on top of that too, go ahead and comment, and I guess we can continue.
Yeah, just comment anything, I guess. There you go. Those half of a prompt.
Yeah.
Man, let's get into it. The top 30 most valuable players in the NBA. Let's start arguing.
The cranium is crazy. Oh my God.
I mean, I really don't know what to say.
Crayon eaters rejoice.
So you guys know by now, how we do this is we go block by block, revealing 5 at a time as we move up our list. But before we get into 26 through 30 on our list, I figured we should do some honorable mentions. Players that we really consider on the list and feel like deserve to be in the conversation for, top 30 most valuable, but just couldn't quite make the mark.
Okay.
I got 4. For me, my first 4 cuts were Darius Garland, Lauri Markkanen, Franz Wagner, and Jaren Jackson Jr.
Okay.
Very difficult to leave them off. Very, very difficult for different reasons.
I have 3 honorable mentions. I have Dame, I have LaMelo, and I have Cade Cunningham.
Woo.
Dame, man.
Some of those names were the bottom. We'll see. Those guys are on my list, but just barely. So that makes total sense to me.
Dame is very understandable. LaMelo, I don't understand that very much, but when I look at the speaker, okay, I get it. 'Cause I know you are. So
He said, I see a moron.
Exactly. Exactly. That was very insulting. You didn't
What I
have to be like
remember,
that.
it's a dumbass talking.
I didn't say all that, but I got 5 honorable mentions. 1, Franz Wagner. 2, Desmond Bain. 3, Darius Garland. 4, Evan Mobley, and 5, Laurie Markkinen.
Yeah, it makes
Okay.
sense. So similar
Yeah.
names in these groups.
Yeah.
Darius Garland's the one I feel the worst about. When
Yeah.
you see who's at my 28, 29, and 30, Garland is very much in that tier. I just let them off just because the guys above him have slightly more potential, but it's just slightly.
Yeah, no, I wanted to put him in the list, but because of just the way how things have like fizzled out for the Cleveland Cavaliers, along with Donovan Mitchell and Donovan Mitchell showing how expendable Darius Garland is, it's hard to fight for him, you know?
Yeah. But okay, let's move on to 26 to 30. I think all of us, the honorable mentions we gave, some of the other people have them on the list, so we'll have time to talk about all these guys individually.
Yeah.
Up first, in the first block is me. And as you guys see, I have these colors next to these names. These are tiers. I made my guys into tiers, and I'll explain to you what each color tier means because it's very important to understand why I ranked who I put where.
Okay.
But, my first 5. At 26, I have De'Aaron Fox. 27, Tyrese Maxey. 28, LaMelo Ball. 29, Cade Cunningham. And 30, Alperen Sengun.
Wow. Okay. 30, Alfred Sengun. 28 and 29, Cade Cunningham and LaMelo Ball. Those two are not in similar situations because LaMelo already been an all-star, but things have been holding him back, just like Cade Cunningham. For LaMelo's body and for Cade is just the city he plays in, Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the red tier, you see right here, the bottom 3 guys, they're in their own tier. These guys are labeled as my tier 6, high ceiling, but question marks. And like you said, LaMelo cannot stay healthy, cannot develop properly because his ankles betray him. And I don't know if that's ever going to change. So that's probably why Donovan let them off, I assume.
Yes.
That's why I have him so low. Cade Cunningham, basketball hell. I believe in him. I believe in his archetype of player that has so much value that I have to keep him on the list, but he hasn't been able to show quite as much as the guys above him simply because of team construction. And Sengun at 30, I couldn't leave him off the list. I feel like he proved himself too much last year that he deserves the nod over like the guys below him. I think if things crack for him well, and he, there's a sliding scale of European passing bigs, right? The Valanciunas, Sabonis, Vucevic, Jokic, like that scale. If he can hit at the highest ceiling possible and be more Jokic than he is Sabonis, he needs to be on the list just for that slight reason. But I can't put him much higher than like obviously Fox and Maxey right above him are all stars.
Yeah. That's very fair. I think. Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the nose with LaMelo and Cade. That's exactly it. And again, they were my first cuts, so they're like 3 spots away from being right here. And then, I guess like explain to me why Maxey is obviously like he's in the same tier as De'Aaron Fox, but why is he lower than De'Aaron?
Okay, so for context first, I guess I should explain what this next tier is. You see the orange next to them? That tier is tier 5, elite second options. So keep in mind, this list is players that if we were doing a redraft for the entire league, who we would take to build our team around. So with this being the top 30, these guys would have to be your first pick, right? These are guys that are going to be like the best player on your team, essentially. And the guys in orange tier, who are again right above the red tier, these are guys that I don't believe can ever be the best player on your team if you want to win a championship.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. If you have Fox or Maxey, you're not winning a chip with them leading your team. But obviously, like I said, they can be elite second options. And I just think Fox is a little bit better than Maxey. He's a better passer. We know scoring is comparable. One's an inside-out scorer. One's a shooting heavy. Defensively, I think Fox brings a little bit more playmaking, even though neither of them are like stoppers. I just think Fox is better than Maxey. And I know Maxey's younger, but I don't think Maxey has like a huge ceiling better than what he is now. Like he's going to keep getting better. I'm not trying to say he's peaked or anything, but I don't see him taking like a superstar jump that makes him clearly better than Fox to me.
Wow.
I guess.
Do you guys think Maxey is a higher ceiling than Fox?
No,
Yeah.
I agree with you just in general. My thought process, like your range and how you're describing like how you're ranking these players so far makes a ton of sense. I think a lot of people have an idea of De'Aaron Fox if he's ever going to be like on a championship team, he should be the best player, or at least that's what he was drafted for, and he's seen some type of success. But I don't know how good of a second option he would be. I think Tyrese Maxey would be a better second option than De'Aaron Fox.
Well,
and if I
know what you mean.
I'm like, yeah.
I think when people talk about options, people have a very limited view of it. I said he has to be the second best player. That doesn't mean he won't have the most touches. He's a point guard at the end of the day. Like, I think Chet Holmgren will be better than him eventually. Like, I think he has a higher ceiling, but he won't be a guy that touches the ball more than De'Aaron Fox, because one's a point guard, one's a center. So you need to have a player better than him, whether it's a defender, an off-ball scorer, on-ball scorer, whatever it may be. Yeah. But Fox can be your main ball handler. Just can't be the most talented player, you know? Like, if Kevin Durant was on his team, Fox would still dribble more, but KD's a better player, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. I think, and I just from these first 5, I can see kind of how like you're looking at valuable, because I think like we're talking about a trade package for De'Aaron Fox rather than a trade package for Maxey. I think the package for Maxey would be much bigger than what it would be for Fox.
Really?
I think 100%.
Much bigger?
I think much bigger. I think like you have to add at minimum another first round, whatever the package is for De'Aaron Fox, add another first round pick. And then you can get to where Maxey is. Maxey's 3 years. He's 3 years younger than him.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Right. He's 3 years younger. He also has the benefit of playing meaningful games. You saw him in the first round last year, where, you know, has that crazy game winner in the first round, and he has this sense around him where, one, everybody seems to like him. He seems like a really good dude. He seems like he can be a leader and all that type of stuff. And then again, the age aspect of it, Joel goes out, his scoring can go up to 27. He shoots a very, very high percentage from 3, where even though that like De'Aaron is getting better as a shooter, it feels more natural for Tyrese Maxey, and it feels like a little bit more sustainable. So I mean, I'll spoil it. Like, I have Maxey a little bit higher than this, just because I do think that if we were drafting and if we were trading for these two guys, they would kind of be in different tiers.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
maybe you're right. It would be the extra pick because he's younger, but I think a lot of that fans and GMs alike are victim to youth bias, where we assume guys will continue to get better inevitably forever, versus older guys are like finished products, so we have more bias towards them. But I think Foxy's better than Maxey. I mean, Foxy. I think Fox is better than Maxey right now. That's debatable. Obviously, Maxey was an all-star this year. Fox wasn't. I think they're going to go on similar trajectories. Like, if it all comes down to fit on your specific team. So, like, Maxey's a better fit with Joel Embiid, that's for sure. But like, if you think another team construction, Fox would be a better fit on the Suns than Maxey would. You know, like, it goes team to team. I think they're comparable enough of players that I went with the guy that I think is better right now. But if you believe Maxey has another jump to pick that makes him above Fox long term, I'm not mad at it. They're obviously in the same tier for me. But I feel like Fox has kind of earned that respect.
Yeah, I think like even if you think that they're at the same level right now, you can get another 3 years of like really, really good production. Sure. And at least in the NBA right now, 3 years is an entire era of, you know, certain teams' entire construction. Yeah. So that's
fair.
Yeah,
I think Fox is young enough though that I'm not really thinking about it, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I see like I'm foreseeing right now like potential just differences that we have when it comes to how we're approaching this ranking right now. Age definitely matters. Like when I'm drafting 4 teams, quote unquote, youth is one of the most important things. Just naturally because like if you have more years left in your NBA career or whatever, that just gives me the more opportunity to like run it back continuously.
Sure. But now, if you go
there's certain players where it doesn't matter because they're just that great. 3 years of his absolute peak greatness doesn't matter what the next 15 years this next player can give me.
When I was ranking initially, I realized like it's super easy to just rank the youngest players in the NBA because they have all the time in the world. They'll keep getting better. Mm-hmm. So I tried not to let myself just like default to that because that's like way too easy, you know? And that's the thing is that people do too much when they rank stuff like this. It's just like the rookie number 1 pick from last year must be number 1 because he's going to be the next star and he's the youngest. And I don't think that's a very substantive conversation. Like if you can, in the next 5 years, if you can be a contender, you're still in your prime, that's enough runway for me. Like Fox probably has 7 years of prime left of really good years. That's enough runway that I'm not really that concerned with the age gap there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Again, like it depends on the player, really.
Yeah. But I agree. Youth matters. Mm-hmm. I just try not to overvalue it because then it could get like we could just have the youngest players in the NBA as a top 5, which doesn't feel like a useful conversation to me.
Yeah, especially because a lot of times you want them to grow into something that some people already are, like right now.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So yeah, I get it.
Precisely.
All right,
Okay,
who's
let's go to the next 5. I don't. You guys don't have tiers written down, but if you guys want to talk about like vague tiers, you guys.
I think there's like you'll see like some consistencies. There's like there's a few consistencies here and there within each tier. So at 26, I have Anthony Davis. 27,
Whoa.
Bam Adebayo. 28, Cade Cunningham. 29, Jaylen Brown, and 30. Some of y'all's honorable mentions, Jaren Jackson Jr. Now, touch back to what I said. Age matters for me, and the runway that I have with the player matters because I'm thinking like how much opportunities we'll have with this specific player by the time like 2030 or 2035 hits, you know? And for Anthony Davis specifically, Andrew Houston and all that, just had one of the most healthiest seasons last year in a few years that we've seen. But I had to dock him a little bit because having him, if I was having him as like my first option or whatever, wouldn't get me necessarily that far. Same thing applies to Bam, even though he has a lot of that youth, a lot more youth by his side. There's like a ceiling. Cade Cunningham is 28 for like obvious reasons. I would love the player archetype that he is, but there's only so far that you can take me. Jaylen Brown is just so a respectable player. Like I don't know how to gauge where he'll draft. Still semi-young, 28-ish or whatever. But at the same time too, can't be the forefront of your team. Can't be the guy on your team.
Yeah. The AD thing, I have him hugely higher.
Same.
Because I see what you're saying about the youth thing, but I think it's important to balance what they can do for you in 7 years versus what they can do for you the next 3 or 4 years. And as much as we like every young player in the world and want to root for them to be great, we want to say Paolo's can be this, Chet can be this, Scotty Barnes can be this. Most players don't become top 10 players in the world. So if you're a top 10 player in the world right now, you're going to be high on my list probably, unless you're like LeBron and you have a year and a half in the NBA left. If you're a top 10 player and you have 5 years of effective basketball for me left, that matters to me more than being an all-star level guy for 10 years. You know, like in the NBA, you need to have that top-end talent. And even though Anthony Davis at 31 probably only has like 3 years of prime and 2 years of all-star level left, that's enough runway that I rank him in the top 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going by that standard, that completely makes sense. I'm just looking at it through a different lens. And if you really think those 2-3 years like trump potential, I don't know, right now, if I were to put Jaren Jackson a lot higher, like the 10 more years that Jaren Jackson can give me, completely understand. But in this scenario, like I don't, whatever Jaren Jackson is like right now, he's like 24 years old or whatever. I don't care. He could be 36. I'm still taking 31-year-old Anthony Davis.
Yeah. Okay. I like that you have Cade Cunningham on this list. But Donovan, you say you let them off, right?
Yeah, he was one of my honorable mentions, one of my first cuts.
What else jumps out to you on Mo's list?
I mean, listen, we talked about AD. Jaylen Brown should be higher than 29. I think like Jaylen is a guy who right now is in his prime, and he is really, really stepping in, like to being really, really good offensively. He's obviously, good defensively, like just being able to be one of the better two-way guys in the league. And on one side of the ball, like when you start talking about, averaging 24, 25 points per game, something that Jaylen Brown can do, that really, really matters. And so I don't know. I think like in a backcourt construction, in your specific list, it makes sense, kind of, because like I think that Anthony Davis is more valuable than Jaylen Brown, but overall, I would have both of them higher than 26 and 29.
And Bam too. I mean, again, so this whole tier, we kind of got to see who's above them. I'll definitely return to Bam in the next tier once we see who's above him, because spoiler, I also have him much higher. So I'm definitely gonna want to hear some comparisons for Bam Adebayo next.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right, who's Donovan's first 5?
All right, at 26, I have Paul George. 27, I have Trae Young.
Damn.
28, I have De'Aaron Fox. 29, I have Jimmy Butler, and then at 30, I have Evan Mobley.
Paul George at 26. Okay,
Paul George made the list. Wow. Okay.
I mean,
you're picking Paul George for Trae Young?
If I needed to win right now, yeah, I would. But
what has Paul George done to like make you say that?
I don't even know if I do
it
for this year.
No, I think that, listen,
industry plant.
Yeah,
no, stop.
You got some backing coming in.
You trying to get planted?
I think that Paul George, if you have Paul George as like your third star, it could work. I don't think Trae Young can be the best player on the championship team, and I'm not sure with his archetype he can be the number 2. I think he either has to be the best player and you try to win around that, or you have a very clear 1-2 and then you let Trae like actually run a very like traditional style of point guard. And I look at Trae and I look at what he's been able to do and kind of where we're going forward. And by that standard, I don't know if I would want him to either be the center of my team. I have to pay him all this, all this crazy money moving forward. I'm going to have him as the number 1. I feel like there's a little bit of limitations where even though that Paul George is declining, if I put him on the as a number 3, like in Philadelphia this year, I think that can elevate them a little bit. If the Clippers had 2 other stars that, their knees didn't fall apart every May, and James Harden, didn't turn into, small Embiid or whatever. Like I think Paul George could have been more effective in that role instead of having to do a lot. But plug and play, you get what, 2.5 more of like really, really good Paul George years. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. I think I don't have Paul George or Jimmy Butler on my list, 2 guys you have here, because again, I tried to balance the youth thing. Mm-hmm. So I have, if players right now are a top 10 player and they're old, I want them for those top 10 years. I don't think Paul George or Jimmy Butler are sniffing that level anymore. So the fact that they've already declined a little bit and they have a couple years left before they're entering their wash stage, I couldn't consider them in the top 30.
It's still like a win now thing where,
and that matters.
Yeah, like
that matters for sure.
Yeah, like Jimmy can still come in and he can still help a team win. Again, 26 through 30, this is not where I have the guys who are going to be 1A options on championship level teams, right? So we might have to get creative in terms of what the team structure looks like, but they are still very solid. And so, that's why I have them there. De'Aaron Fox, I have him, same tier as Isaac. Trae Young, already explained that. And then Evan Mobley could have been a first cut, honestly. He bothers me very much offensively. He is still extremely good defensively. So like that,
for sure.
that matters, and that ability to be able to like plug and play, and even if you never get a 3-point shot, having a demon at the 4 that can be very versatile defensively, like that matters if we're talking about winning rings. So he should be on here.
Y'all are.
I have Trae Young somewhat higher.
Y'all gonna hate me so much. Oh my god.
Oh god, you're on bullshit next round. Okay.
I ain't on bullshit. I'm still getting real.
Oh my god. Okay, we can move on to the next tier. We have to see the next tier before we can look back at these ones. Donovan, who is your 21 through 25?
At 21, I have Bam. At 22, I have Zion. At 23, I have Jaylen Brown. 24, I have Tyrese. At 25, I have Lowry. Yeah.
Lowry at 25. Okay, so you value these win now guys, which I understand. Maybe I didn't value them enough. But I mean, Lowry could be on here. I get that. He's young too.
Yeah, and it's the same thing that I said earlier. A lot of guys, you draft them, and everyone's like, "Oh wow, like in 3, 4, 5 years, this they're going to turn it into this." We're going to be 3 years down the line, still saying this is the year Jalen Green is going to break out. There's guys already doing exactly what you want Jalen Green to be. There's a reason why Lowry, got the extension. There's a reason why he's one of the top trade targets in the league, is because he can go into so many teams and fit what they do, right? Provide an element to their offense that not everybody has in terms of like an off-ball sharpshooter the way that he can. And again, he is still fairly young. So he can help winning at a very, very high level. Obviously, once again, not going to be your top guy. Can you get away with him being your second offensive option, and then you have like an Evan Mobley where he handles the defense, and you kind of have that, that argument of who's the second best player, the really good defender or the really good offensive player? Yeah, maybe. But I think that Lowry is...
That'd be a dope duo. I never thought about that. Lowry and Mobley would be awesome together.
It would be crazy. But that's the kind of situation that he would
bullied on defense though.
Maybe.
So he's going against whatever. But actually, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
So that's my next one.
Okay. I have Bam, Halliburton, and Brown in this tier as well. I have Zion a tier higher. No mystery why we disagree on Zion. You obviously have him lower because Burger Man, you think he's unfit, unhealthy all the time.
It's not even it's not even Burger Man.
Yeah,
it's not even Burger Man anymore. Because last year there were parts, especially during the second half of the season, where he looked in shape. It's just the thing happened again, where we get to the play and
that fucking hamstring.
We get to the playoffs. I need you to be there. I don't care if it's your fault or not. I just know that you are kind of always hurt. And personally, if I have the injury history on you, I am not going to prioritize you over some other guys who are a little bit more durable. So you can have him much, much higher, and I wouldn't blame you. I understand. That's just a fundamental difference that we have already said plenty of times on the show.
Completely understand. But it tells me, Donovan, you ain't seen them new Zion Williamson pics that dropped on Twitter the other day? Looking skinny and stuff.
I did.
Back to his Duke weight or lower than it. Got a beard now too.
Did you see that? That beard is terrible, by the way. That beard looks like it's glued on. It's very strange. It's very strange. Yeah. Listen, if Zion didn't have health issues, he would be in the top 10 of this list without question.
Easy.
Pushing top 5, honestly. Because of that, the health issues do exist, so I have him, lower than that. I can't go as low as 22. His ceiling is way too high.
That's fair.
When you compare him to guys between like 15 and 22, I'm like, I understand you guys are a safer bet. If I'm starting a team over, I'm thinking about value. I want to take high risk bets. You don't get anywhere by picking a safer player that's going to be an all-star, but never going to like explode and lead your team to victory. Whatever the chance is, if it's small with Zion, I want to take that chance because if he hits and could be the best version of himself, he can pretty easily lead you to a championship one day.
Yeah, I'd rather have someone like Zion Williamson who has the potential, a chance to be like an all-time player and put the risk and bet in that, like, it's a 45-60 chance or 40-60 chance that he'll hit or miss because of injuries. I'm fine with that. That's just like natural causes. I'd rather be stuck with someone like that than like, I don't know, like this is not a great comparison, but like someone like a J-Dub or like a Scotty Barnes or something like that, because
exactly. Scotty Barnes is clearly higher. Yeah, Scotty Barnes is clearly higher than him here. I love Scotty Barnes. I'm the biggest Scotty Barnes fan on the show. I'm picking the ceiling. Special. I'm picking the ceiling of Zion easily.
Yeah,
and that's how you get stuck year after year disappointed. Yeah. It'd be like that.
I get it.
You can live like
off
that.
the bone like some brisket every year.
Exactly. You can do that. I can't live like that. I can't live that way.
From Texas.
Yeah, Texas brisket, man. That shit slides off real easily.
Different.
You shake it off.
You don't know about that. You don't know about that.
I don't.
At all.
I don't.
You in that bullshit Brooklyn barbecue? I've been there before. They give you tiny little portions.
You don't know about overnight smokes.
When it comes to barbecue, I reside with Georgia, but we can go ahead and roll into the next 5.
Inferior. All right. Yep. Next up.
All right. Next up.
Who was your 21 through 25?
God damn, man, it hurts. 21, Tyrese Maxey. 22, Steph Curry. You're 36 years old. LeBron James. You're 39. Finna be 40, the oldest player in the league. 24, Joel Embiid. His leg could fall off at any given moment.
24, Joel Embiid? What are we doing? Why are we ranking him for putting Joel Embiid at 24?
Even I didn't do that.
Listen, let me finish.
Even
let
I
me
didn't
finish.
do that.
Let me finish. 25, Kevin Durant. Noticing, this is the old head tier. The old head
plus
range.
Maxey. Plus Maxey.
Old head tier.
You'd rather have Maxey than Embiid?
You'd rather have Zion than Embiid?
If I'm
how are you talking about? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So when it comes to Embiid, not similar type time when it comes to Zion Williamson, because Embiid does play, just doesn't do it to his full potential as we know. But this range specifically is just old head tier. With Curry, I might only have 3 more years left of him being spectacular. Now, if you think his 3 years surpasses Tyrese Maxey's 12 years of being like all-star type perennial, that's very fair, and I could agree with you on that type of circumstance. LeBron James maybe has 1 or 2 more years left. Cool. Same type timing falls with Durant and Embiid. I just generally don't know how much longer he's going to be able to play, because something always happens, and it just ends up being a continuous letdown. Like the difference between Joel Embiid and his playoff outcome versus like Paul George, who's not even on my list, is like the same shit. It's just regular season entertainment at this point.
I get it. I understand it. I understand Joel Embiid has to be lower than his talent. Everybody will agree on that. But 24, Tyrese Maxey is a low-level all-star. He will sneak in. He will not be an all-star every year. LeBron is going to play for 2 more years probably. Curry also old as shit. I'm sure there's names above him that are drastically below Embiid's talent level. And I understand the disappointment that every year, no matter how good he plays in regular season, no matter how many MVPs he wins, he's going to get injured. I understand it. It's just like Zion, where you're going to take that bet that 1 year he doesn't get injured and he can lead you to a title because he is certainly that good. He's a top 3 player in the NBA, at worst top 4. 24 is outrageous, even with the injury concerns.
I'm shocked.
I tax Embiid even more
Wow.
because he's like, 30, 31 years old, because I generally don't think he's going to be able to play at this level for like 2-3 more years because of the consistency
2 more
with his
years?
injuries. I don't know. That's how much he worries me. He's continuously elevated and all that other stuff, but this shit adds up. He's a really big dude.
You're right.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
no, I get it.
I'm looking at him and I think he has like the same amount of gas and left in his tank as Curry and LeBron. That's how I think of Joel
Wow.
Embiid right now, because the injuries, they catch up so much.
Yeah.
They catch up.
You're right.
That's what scares me. If it wasn't for
No,
the
I
injuries,
understand.
then I would have him a couple tiers higher for sure.
It's just,
Wow.
I get it. I from principle, I'm with you. I just didn't put him that much lower.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Now again, I am a GM. I'm trying to put my team in the best position to win for for years upon years upon years, decades and stuff like that. And
Me too.
You got
And
it.
if I can
a
get
single
one
year
year,
of
one year
LeBron-
healthy Embiid, you can win a title. Just one.
But
I mean, you don't even
Bro,
know
he's-
that though.
yeah, you can say like if you have
I said you
1 year
can.
LeBron or Curry, I can understand. You can boost him to 10 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know anything in the NBA. But what I do know for a fucking certainty is there's not 5 players more talented than Joel Embiid in the league right now. And every year he has his shortcomings. Some of them have been performance based. It's not sometimes he shoots poorly. 90% of his shortcomings in the playoffs have been injury related. And listen, a broken clock strikes this many times. He's gonna get injured again. I understand that. Eventually he won't. There eventually will
I
be
don't
a year
know.
where he doesn't.
You don't know that.
Hopefully
Say
he
that.
could.
Hopefully, I don't know.
He could
Yeah.
just
I
be
don't know.
Brandon Roy. But off of principle, the fact that you have Zion higher than Embiid, that's the only.
It's simple math. Zion is 24 and Embiid's like 31.
You don't think
That's a huge difference.
But you don't think that that Zion only has a limited amount of years? Like Zion's trajectory is the same as Joel Embiid, where you have this very, very talented player who can do a lot, but it seems that every single year, whenever the playoffs come around, he's going to get hurt. And you're just like they're the same. They're the same player. And so honestly, I would have Embiid higher just because you might have 6 more years of heartbreak with Zion because you're going to get to the playoffs so many times and he's going to get hurt. Whereas with
That's
Embiid, he's already right there.
At the end of the day, if you want to win a championship, the easiest path, there's many paths. People kind of simplify it too many times, but the easiest, more sure path by far is getting an MVP on your team. There's only so many of those guys. Even if you have the downside, the sheer ability to be an MVP caliber player means you have to be up to a certain threshold on this list. That's far above 24 to me.
Facts.
Yeah,
Isaac, who's your
that's-
5?
All right, reveal it. Remember, mine are in tiers. So this next tier is all the same. It's still elite second options. We're still in the orange tier that Fox and Maxey were in. At 21, I have J-Dub. 22, I have Bam Adebayo. 23, Jaylen Brown. 24, Scotty Barnes. And 25, Tyrese Halliburton.
I saw.
So again, all these
24
guys
and I
are-
was like, Harrison Barnes. What in the blue moon?
So again, all these guys are still in this tier of being elite second options. I don't believe any of these guys can be, or no, it's they can be, are likely to be the best player on a championship team. Obviously, crazy things happen. Maybe there's like 3 of these guys on the same team and somebody has to be the best player. But I don't find it likely that these guys will be the guy to lead you to a chip in any consistent way. But if they're your second best player in their prime, you're going to do a lot of damage, and that's very valuable.
Okay. I'm a
All right,
firm
let's
believer
dissect
in
this.
Bam Adebayo, J-Dub, Scotty Barnes, second best player, locked down. Jaylen Brown, we witnessed him be the first best player or whatever people want to have discourse. I like it all. Here's okay placement for Tyrese Halliburton though. It's okay placement.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Could be
Can't
better.
be too mad. I have him higher, but his age is carrying him, not the actual talent on the court just yet.
It's kind of blocked off my screen. Are you telling me you have him higher when you have him one spot higher?
Say
Oh,
again?
never mind. That's Donovan. Never mind. My bad. I was looking at Donovan's list. I thought you had him at 24, and I was like, "Are you fucking penny pinching
No.
me one spot?"
I am that type of person, but not right now.
Okay. How do you guys feel? Oh, so you guys have J-Dub higher than me because you haven't said his name yet.
Yes.
Yes. J-Dub
Oh.
is actually
I
higher.
thought I was gonna be the highest on J-Dub. Okay.
Nope, we're doing your job for you. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, the propaganda is being pushed. Yeah, it was hard for me to place him. Obviously, he's a interesting player that is really good right now, really young. I think can be extremely good. But a lot of the guys above him are either sure bets to be really good, have a slightly higher ceiling, or already as good. Whereas, like Donovan was saying, we can project guys to be so great, but some guys are already that. So I have some stars above him that are like older that you guys obviously already had below. I haven't said LeBron, Curry, or KD yet, obviously. So I'm assuming that's the difference here. Is you just projected with age more with J-Dub?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and listen, we'll talk about J-Dub whenever I get to him. I'm wondering if Mo has him higher, but I'm very curious to see what this is about.
What I'm noticing is like I feel like Donovan is like the perfect balance between like what I have going on in terms of age and what you have going on right now, Isaac, when it comes to just like how good are you right now? And like
I'm not doing how good are you right now necessarily.
Years. I mean, it matters. I mean, compared to my list, you're doing that.
Yeah, well, yeah. Compared to your list, yeah. Yeah. These guys, old guys, young, low as shit. But no, I'm really, when I say elite second options, what do I project you to be in the prime of your career, whenever that may be. So J-Dub, I think, can be like the 18th best player in the league, which I think is a very lofty expectation for him. That's probably still needs to be a second option. Basically, I think J-Dub can be almost exactly what Jaylen Brown is now, but slightly better, I think. That's why I have him just above him, but it's close.
So it's going to be like what Paul George was in his absolute peak.
No, I think Paul George's peak was like the 9th or 10th best player in the league.
MVP.
His defensive peak was ridiculous, bro. That 2019 year,
Like
yeah, never mind. I was gonna give him some gas, but you and your MVP PG shit, we gotta skip it. Is there anything else interesting here that you guys want to talk about in mine?
No, I
think
we're
it's a pretty standard tier.
Yeah, it's
Y'all
pretty
both
safe.
have
Look, obviously,
Jaylen
it's pretty
Brown
easy to
locked
see
in?
them being. Cool. Yeah, it's pretty easy to see them being great second options on a team.
Facts.
Yeah, we like this.
All right, next year, let's break into the top 20. Who's up first? Oh, it's me again. I'm snaking this for the most part. So as you guys see, Trae Young is my number 20. He's the last of this elite second option tier in the orange. After this, we break into tier 4. And tier 4 is the green one. And I label this, can be my best player if things break right. So I don't expect them to lead me to a championship, but they very much can in the perfect scenario. Or not even perfect, in a good scenario. Jalen Brunson this year with the Knicks, they could win the chip. It's because they have a stacked team around him, but not necessarily because he's like a obviously best player at championship team. But if your team around you is good enough, they can do the job. And in this tier to start, I have Zion Williamson at 16, Paolo Banchero at 17, LeBron at 18, and Jalen Brunson at 19. And then Trae Young at 20, like I said.
Okay.
So
I think you're hating a little bit on Jalen Brunson. I think I do
The
think
top 20 most valuable player in the league.
Knicks fan.
listen, I do think that Brunson
shut
should
this guy
be-
up.
Listen, he's just a little bit higher. I think that's the thing. I also think that you're hating on Paolo. We had this conversation when we were talking about the top power forwards. I think I think Paolo's ceiling is higher than what you may think, and I think that he can be a legitimate like number one option, perennial all-star, all NBA kind of guy.
I agree.
So yeah, so I
Keep in mind, I have older stars above him. Keep in mind, I'm not lower on Paolo than you, I don't think. I just have some guys that are older above him because I didn't devalue them too much. That's the biggest difference here.
Okay.
I am not low on Paolo, but I do think so people are going to see this and they're going to, the first thought in their mind is going to be, why the fuck is Paolo not top 10? That's probably what you just thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I get it. If you want to go to the best case scenario, there is definitely a world where Paolo is top 5 player in the league. That's not hard to imagine. I'm trying to think of a player to compare him to. When Luka Doncic was his age in year 2, he was already first team All-NBA, and we looked at him and we already saw damn near like complete version of a superstar. We knew he had to improve in some things. We knew he had to get better off ball playing with stars. Defensive intensity had to come up, but we saw the groundwork for superstar already. Paolo, I think we see that, but we see that in like an outline. We see, this guy's really big and can score well. If he puts it together, the ceiling is crazy, but I don't think he's quite shown the consistency across all the skill sets. He has a lot more left he has to develop. And I had to balance what I think he can do versus how likely that is compared to some other guys. Like, he was so great in the playoffs last year because he made a lot of mid-range jumpers. That's not consistent. That's not something you do every year. He didn't elevate as a player because the jump shot fell in a little bit more than usual. Over a sample size, he was basically the same guy. He just shot really well, which is good for him. You got to do that. But he didn't make this huge leap as a player that changed who he is. Like, I don't think that 7-game sample size should change how you view him. And if we're looking at the 82-game sample size before that, he is not a good rim finisher right now. Doesn't get there nearly enough. He's one of the most inefficient volume shooters in the league. and I forgot the exact stat, but it was something like of players that average over 20 points per game, he was in the bottom 3 in true shooting, which he's young. That's fine. Young, no spacing. He's going to be that low. He'll get better. But it's not like a sure thing framework. This guy's going to be a top 5 player in the league. Like there still has to be developments, which I am very confident he can do, but it's not a guarantee yet because those flaws are still there that we have to assume he'll make up for.
That's a lot of words to say that Paolo's a hooper. Listen, Paolo, I don't know. Paolo is
if you need a bucket, he'll get it.
He will. He will.
About 42% of the time.
he is a higher level of what Cade Cunningham is at right now. Where like Cade Cunningham is,
and he's a lot higher than Cade Cunningham for me.
I know, but I'm saying like Cade is in the absolute depths of basketball hell, in the absolute like worst situation for your development.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Magic are a much better team. The organization is developing guys better. You could have a much better situation for what is around Paolo and for what his skill set is. And the one thing, and we talked about it during free agency, is how are they going to go about developing him? Because you can try and do the thing where you're trying to do the same thing with Jason Tatum, where it's like, hey, you're just point forward and you're going to handle everything. Or you can say, let's actually bring in a point guard, and then all you have to do is worry about getting buckets. And I think if that happens, then we're really, really going to see Paolo get to like the next level where you can take a lot of the playmaking load off of his shoulders, and then everything that he does well will be heightened, right? So I agree. I think like that's the situation where it's at, but I don't think that his talent or his value is really caught up in that. I think that's more of like a front office thing, and whether or not the front office does that, that's more on them rather than Paolo or the bet that I'm taking on him right now.
I just think that I agree with you. Like I think the ceiling is there. I'm not shitting on Paolo. I've shit on him in the past in current day comparisons when we talk about who he is the player today, and that's the problem. Is I think people need to slow the roll a little bit. He very much has a ceiling, but people are so caught up in the age bias and the aesthetic bias of how he plays that they look past the flaws that still have to be developed. And again, I'm not saying they won't, but people are very quick to discount those flaws and say it's all the team environment, that you wouldn't be able to get to the rim either if there was no spacing. A so-and-so player wouldn't be able to do it either. Players, it's not that black and white. Players have played with poor spacing before and still shown rim talent, still shown the ability to produce in areas that could be perceived as a harder area to produce in with lack of spacing. And he doesn't play with terrible spacing every play of the game. There's plenty of lineups that are played, and in all those lineups, he's not good at getting to the rim right now. He's not that efficient right now.
Just how bad the Orlando Magic have been historically over the last 10 years. They haven't had a solid offense since the Dwight Howard era. So I understand you. I think people like genuinely tend to lean too hard on like, oh yeah, like excuse, like team bad, no spacing or whatever. But I think
it's not that simple.
I think there's a fine line of just like there's like literal things within his game, in his DNA, and how he reads the game in terms of like how he likes to take his shots that haven't sold you that much just yet. And I think similar to what the Dallas Mavericks did, like year one, they had Dennis Smith Jr. and they had that experiment, two point guard experiment or whatever, before they really realized Luka was the guy, and they set him up perfectly. The Orlando Magic need to do something similar. It's just taking them some time, and because of the defensive identity and how far along they've gone already within just 1 year, they're locking in. Is that the best thing? I don't think so. I think we need someone who can relieve pressure and stress from Paolo so he can still be big and thrive as one of the biggest, most physical, dominant, and like mobile bigs in the NBA. Will that happen?
But he's not that. He's not the most dominant physical anything. Like that's not how he plays. Like what you just said is the exact thing. We want him to be that. We want him to be like Blake Griffin getting to the rim while having Melo's jumper. But he hasn't done it, and he still can. And again, I still think there's a chance that he does that, which he's the second highest non-all-star on my list. Everybody else has just proven he's the second highest non-all-star. So I'm not exactly low on him. It's just I have some proven guys above him, I think, that are older than you guys have ranked higher.
Yeah.
But again, there's just too many question marks compared to other guys that are number one picks of that type of cachet at his age. He has more weaknesses than they normally show.
Yeah, that's fine. Question marks within his DNA and how he likes to just like process the game in general, and then like his team is just there. So it's just too many stuff.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just a talented ass league. He could be top 15. It's just a talented league right now with some really young quality stars that it's hard to put him above like a Donovan Mitchell, who I have obviously above this. How could I say that I'd rather have Paolo because he's younger when D. Mitchell's already a top 12 player in the league, which is what I hope Paolo can be.
Yeah.
Okay. All
It depends on
you
how
got
much you believe in Paolo. That's it. And with how you're explaining it, it makes sense as to why you
Yeah.
would never have
You know what?
Paolo over him.
You know what it is? I think Paolo can be the 9th or 10th best player in the league, and a lot of people think he can be like the top 3 players in the world. And as currently constructed, I don't really see that as a ceiling.
Yeah, currently constructed is a fair criticism.
Okay,
Okay.
who's next? What's the next tier of you guys?
I think Donovan.
Oh, wait,
next.
real quick,
Oh,
real
it's
quick.
me.
How do you guys feel about LeBron?
What?
Never mind. Say your
It's
fucking
too
list.
late.
This is what the
It's
fuck
way
is
too
wrong
late.
with you today?
All right. 16, Jason Tatum. We already know what he is.
What?
Great dude. He's going to clap up for you on the bench consistently. We saw what he did for Team USA. Great player, team player. 17, Scotty Barnes. 18, Jalen Brunson. Donovan may think I'm hating. It is what it is. 19, De'Aaron Fox. And 20, Tyrese Halliburton.
Don't try to sneak into Jalen Brunson discourse.
What
Fuck
was-
him. Why
what
the
was the
fuck
first
is
thing I
Jason
thought?
Tatum in Scotty Barnes conversations?
He's not in Scotty Barnes conversations. What do
Yes,
you
he
mean?
is. He's right next to him.
Why'd your legs shake like that? You had me worried for a second.
No, this actually physically.
I'm gonna pass the fuck out.
It does physically pay me to read this list. I don't.
Why does it pain you?
I mean, come on.
Dude,
Like,
go ahead and
like,
explain.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. I'm
ahead.
putting my mic down.
Again, I don't even like Jason Tatum, but I'm forced to defend him every day on the internet.
You like Jason
Go ahead,
Tatum.
man.
What do you mean? So, anyways, when it comes to just like thinking about this is where I had like, okay, like could this dude be a potential first option on my team? Yeah, but I think he would thrive as a number 1 option compared to like a few of the other guys that I have above him. Jason Tatum, OD versatile, and it doesn't matter what position you put him in on the court. He can act like a 1, be a 2, whatever. He's just OD versatile. Same thing follows with Scotty Barnes. He's just a few years behind him. Jalen Brunson, limitations to his game because he's Jalen Brunson, 6'1" or whatever, but one of the best bucket getters in the entire NBA. And I view De'Aaron Fox in the same light. And Tyrese Halliburton, if he develops like how I think he can, and go back to what we've seen last year in November specifically when he was putting up like 27 and having that step back 3 working on all levels before he got his injury, like I think this is a fine place for him. Am I 100% sure he's going to get to that? No, that's why he's 20.
We just saw Jason Tatum's the best player on the defending champion. How can we have question marks if he can be the best player on a championship team?
It's not real question marks about him. It's about the guys above him. I know what Jason Tatum is.
And that's fair.
It's just
It's
what
not-
about it's just about
It's
the guys
not
above.
you. It's me. Like,
Yeah.
There's
I
never
guess.
been. I get it. He doesn't have the top end talent to be like top 5, like Celtics fans want. I completely understand that. He's not going to be, despite his reigning championship status, he's not one of the best players in the league. We all agree on that. Ever since he's come in the league, he's done nothing but win in many different roles. He is unequivocally a player that will lead to winning if you have him on your team. We'll see what the rest of your list looks like. I'm not going to discount it yet because maybe you have good arguments. But him at 16, that's almost crazier than Embiid pick to me.
You're wildin'.
I
You're
guess
wildin'.
so. But
wildin'.
I don't really think so. Again, if I have 15 more players or the 15 players that I have above him, I think I'll have an easier time of them being my clear-cut number 1 or whatever than Jason Tatum, because I think through Tatum's evolution, he's lost a little bit of what makes him special in terms of just like the shooting.
That's
and, like,
fair. I'll give you
he's
that.
That's
lost-
easy to say.
I'll give you
he's
that.
lost
That's
a little
easy
bit
to
of that.
say after you
also
see
he's
his team
gained-
add 2 all-star caliber players and he just takes less shots. Like, he's not worse than he was 2 years ago. He just needs to do less because there's
No,
more
when it
talent
comes
around
to
him
his
to acquiesce
shooting,
to.
he's literally worse than he was 2
Sure,
years ago.
sure.
That's
That
not
is
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
argument
yeah.
at
That is
all.
true.
But
That- like,
many
that's the
developments have
big
made
thing.
up for that. Many
Yeah, for
developments made
sure.
up for that, though.
But I don't think he's good. I don't think the development of his passing or his rebounding or his defense makes up for like what I think should have made him like apart from the NBA.
Yeah, he's definitely gone down a different development path than expected. Like, he's currently super soldier Draymond Green with how he plays, when we thought he would be like Paul George. So
That's amazing.
it definitely looks different. Yeah, it's a fantastic player. If Draymond Green could average 30, he would be in my top 10 without a doubt. So I understand. I agree in principle. I moved him down as well, just not this far.
Yeah. Again, Jason Tatum, great player. I would love to have him on my team. But due to my rules and terminology that I have within my contract for this draft, I'm trying to look. I got a job to do, just like all
I
y'all,
get
bro. Got bills to pay.
You're clocking in.
And I'm trying to build the best team for each and every team that I have to select for. And Jason
All right.
Tatum, in this situation, you fall at 16. Sorry, not sorry.
All right, man. Who's Donovan 16 through 20?
All right. At 16, I have D. Mitch. At 17, I have John Morant. At 18, I have Jalen Brunson. At 19, I have J Dub. And at 20, I have Tyrese Maxey. Listen, Isaac, I told you.
Okay.
I told you. Just a little bit higher. Just a little bit higher. Right?
On J-Dub?
No.
On Brunson? One spot higher?
Yeah. Just a
That's
little
so
yourself.
funny.
Just a little
That's
bit.
so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, this is an interesting tier. Mitchell and
different from
Morant are
ours.
higher
Wow.
for me. Explain why they're so low.
So I think that with Ja, if I'm looking at this right now, honestly, I think I would like Ja over D Mitch, but I think that like with Ja, a lot of things do have to be right, like in the situation. He can carry your offense. He can put a lot of pressure on the rim. Obviously, that's his superpower. We talk all the time about him being, just a smaller version of Zion. And honestly, whenever he's healthy, you have all that. I think this is also just another case for me where the guys above may give me more of a win now trait. And there's some developmental projects ahead of Ja that I like a little bit more than him. For D Mitch, D Mitch is great. When I look at the people above him, this really just is the split for me, where it is win now and development. Like the people that I have that are projects or that still have a lot of ways to go, I think that they can get into like top 10, top 5 type of conversations in terms of value, importance, all that. Or over the next 2.5 years, if I had to win a playoff series right now, would I rather have Donovan Mitchell or would I rather have X player? And he kind of, I just kept going through names and he just kept losing out. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of think I would rather have this player. I kind of think I would rather have that player. He's fantastic. One of the most underrated players when we talk about like top talents. But he just loses out to some other guys where over a 3-year period, it may be easier also to put
I think
other people on him, on the team.
I think that currently Donovan Mitchell has the biggest PR disaster in the NBA. This man is the biggest victim of outcome bias in the NBA right now. Not even just with you, but with like how the entire league perceives him. The difference between him and a guy like Jalen Brunson is all PR right now because they happen to play on a team that made it further and allowed their skill set to shine and have a better surrounding cast that was well coached, had a good matchup in the playoffs, whatever it may be. If he was on a different team that fit better and it just had a better shake in the playoffs and he made a run to the conference finals, which he's obviously good enough to lead a team to, we'd be talking about him in the top 10, 11 player, just like a lot of these other guys in a similar tier. It's weird how little of a fan base he has around him and little of a PR push he has. Because he's so talented.
It's not weird when you realize the city that he's played in, Utah and Cleveland.
Yep.
Who the hell ride for those cities?
Exactly. You're right. And the Utah fans, he left them. So he doesn't even have those drafted him fans. So it's understandable why his PR is in the toilet. Man, if put him in Jalen Brunson's shoes with all these wings around him, oh my God, he would produce so well. Like, I'm begging for him to find a good situation before his prime ends because he deserves so much more than he's gotten.
I believe in exactly what you said when it comes to Donovan Mitchell, and like even a little bit more because of the recent evolution that he's made in this game. He's consistently been one of the best shooters in the NBA. People just don't think about it like that because of the way he shoots it. Traditionally, he's like closer to the 3-point line compared to the Dames, Lillards, and the Dames and the Stephs of the world, or whoever else you want to throw in that conversation. But generally one of the better shooters in the NBA, consistently can knock down attempts 8 or 9 per game, and he's like around 38, 37%. And also the leap that he's made passing wise back when they had to experiment when Darius Garland was out, special. Sadly, he just plays with a double big lineup back from like 2008, and there's nothing that he can do about it, bro.
I'm glad you have him next to Ja Morant. I think they're very similar, and people typically think of Ja as like a tier higher for some reason. Mm-hmm. I wish they were both higher, but I'm glad you view them in similar light.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm glad you view them just above Brunson. I thought maybe you'd put Brunson
ahead of them. That's the biggest one right there. I swear I thought you were gonna have Brunson higher than Morant because you know how you feel about Morant.
Guys, well, I like Ja. I've been saying for a long time that Ja's still like a top 5 point guard in the game. Like I haven't discounted him at all. I think the Grizzlies are going to be top 3 this year in the West this year. Like I'm still very high on them.
Don't copy my stance. You know I have all their stock. Don't try to buy it after me. Don't try to fucking jump on the wave.
Listen,
But for you to go ahead,
no. I felt that way even before they got Diminiti. So
You did. You felt this way last year. You did.
yes,
You picked them stupidly high last year. Okay, so you're the day one, but I'm still taking credit.
yes.
I love to hear it.
All right.
Should we roll up to
I'm still stealing it.
Okay.
should we roll up to the next tier?
Yep, let's go to the next. Let's hit this top 15. First up in
Okay.
this tier, I think we have Mo. Mo, who's your 11 through 15?
Get the hell out of here.
All right, young boys, let's come into the building. Trae Young at number 11, LaMelo Ball 12. J-Dub, I love your talent and potential. Welcome to number 13. Devin Booker, he can play anywhere, put him in any position. He's going to figure out a way to be great. We've seen it. And 15, Donovan Mitchell.
I let you talk.
So I know a
I
lot
let
of
you
times-
talk. I let you talk on the last two.
Go ahead.
I let you talk on Embiid. I let you talk on Tatum. You will not talk for the rest of this tier. LaMelo Ball at 12 is absolutely ridiculous. It's
Keep
actually
in mind,
dumb.
Jason Tatum was 16.
It's
Absolutely.
actually wild. It's actually wild.
I want you put in the stakes and publicly stoned.
You need to be tarred
What?
and feathered.
Jordan, yes.
Oh, my God.
Crucified.
Y'all, do y'all know,
Just
not
beat
know my
just beat
background
up.
and my
Just beat
lineage?
up. I need to call your parents. They need to get the belt. This is awful. This is bad.
Nikhil just texted me and he said I'm a fucking clown. What the hell? You stay the fuck back behind your monitor and shut the fuck up.
Shut your whole ass up and press record.
You said such a whole ass up and press record. No. But yeah, like clarification. Hawks fan Trae Young, you already know my relationship with him. The amount of stock that I have in the
He said, "My
Ball,
man." Like,
I did not
of
say
course
my
he's going to
man,
be at
my man, but
11.
Shut up.
It's my man. Where else would he be?
Sit.
Like,
Fuck.
hey, man, I get it. I like Trae Young.
Oh.
I like LaMelo too. There's no
Listen.
fucking world where anybody values LaMelo Ball more than Jason Tatum, let alone 4 spots higher.
Listen. Ankle
Or
braces
Devin
are gonna
Booker.
change
I refuse. I will
LaMelo's
not
balls
listen.
more.
Or Devin
I
Booker.
won't listen. La 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 la.
When it comes to the
la.
Devin Booker conversation, I wholeheartedly disagree because I just think straight up Devin Booker is better.
Ooh.
He just is
I mean, I get that's
situationally
fair.
whatever, cool, but
No,
it's just,
I'm saying
they're
no. I'm
close
saying
enough in talent.
no. I'm saying having LaMelo over Booker is wild.
Oh, LaMelo over Booker, younger by
Yeah, it's crazy.
4 or 5 years or whatever, and it
Who
also
fucking cares?
and it also has to do with how I view LaMelo and also the ankle braces that he's going to be tapping into.
What do you
this year.
think? What do you
Puma
like?
brand.
Legitimately, so you think that LaMelo can be like a top 8
Luka?
player in the league?
Definitely. I think he has that type of ceiling. If everything was to work out with how I envision it working out, which is damn near.
You understand
perfectly.
he plays in Charlotte, right? Like, you know, nothing goes well for them.
I hate telling good people bad news. It's not
Listen.
gonna happen.
I ain't gonna lie, you kind of changed my mind when you said Charlotte, even though it has nothing to do with him as a player. Like, it could be literally anyone. You just said Charlotte, and that kind of ruined my entire argument. Anyways, J-Dub at number 13. How can you not love his versatility and what he does over there in OKC? Provides value across every single board, every single statistic that you can imagine. He is that. And also, youth. And Donovan Mitchell's there. If you wanted to kick him up over Devin Booker, I don't care because I think they're not similar players, but they're fantastic stars who do things in different ways, but give you the same exact outcome.
Okay. I guess.
We're gonna jump you.
We are.
Jump me. I wish you
We're
would.
gonna jump you.
I really wish you would. You and you. And if Nikhil wants to say
got
that too,
He
I
brought the
swear it's
crowd.
over.
Pointing your guns like the office. And you do great. Me and my homies gonna jump you. Okay, who's next?
All
Donovan,
right.
who's your 11 through 15?
At 11,
Oh my
I have
God.
KD. At 12, I have LeBron. At 13, I have Joel Embiid. 14, I have Anthony Davis. 15, I have Chet Holmgren.
Okay, so
Very
this is the
fair. This is very
old
similar to
head
what I
range.
got. Yeah,
Cool.
this is where I think the old heads belong. Just because you got to balance. They don't not gonna do for very long, but you got a few more years. I like this.
Yeah. And
Okay.
like still, if
Oh, why is Davis below LeBron?
LeBron's LeBron.
The-
I'd rather
it's
have a year of
LeBron.
LeBron than 3 years of Anthony Davis. Sorry.
What?
If I'm
What?
I understand
if
that.
I'm winning,
What?
if I'm asking you to win a playoff series right now, LeBron might still be one of like the top 6 players that I want on my team. If like we're building the team around them. The only reason why I put Durant above LeBron, obviously he's 3 years younger, but he also like fits in a couple more situations than LeBron, where not as ball dominant, whatever. But yeah, that's the only reason why. And I mean, we saw it.
Here's the thing. I think LeBron will literally retire in 2 years. So that's the hard part. Even if AD has 3 years where he's elite and then he's like drops, he's still got 3 years of being low all-star level. LeBron literally will retire in 2 years, I think.
I get
But
that.
what's more impactful and special?
Thank you. Go ahead.
2 years LeBron
6 years of AD.
or 6 years
6 years of AD, easily. Yeah, 6 years of AD.
If you do things right as a GM, you can win back-to-back championship with LeBron James compared to like
Come
6
on, he's
years of
40.
AD.
I know. Listen, I
He's
know
40.
that.
Did you
I
see
know
what he
that-
did to the Denver Nuggets last year?
Please,
With
did you see
D'Lo
what
on
he
his
did to
team
Serbia?
and Austin Reeves?
Did you see what he did? Right? Did you see what he did to Germany? There were moments throughout the Olympics that really did shape it for me, and the stuff that we've seen over the last 2 years, where I was like, okay, like maybe I was being a little bit too hard on LeBron, because if you can get LeBron last 5 minutes of a playoff game and just say, hey, go ahead and go do your thing. We saw it in the playoffs last year. Like there were moments where he still could turn it up, and I was like, I was just watching it and be like, all right, yeah, my bad. He still has the ability to control a game in ways that not a lot of people can, where even if he isn't scoring every bucket and making every assist and getting every foul and doing like what Luka does or what Jokic does, where the next 20 points are coming from you. When LeBron's on the floor, the game moves a certain way, and you still have a very, very high chance of winning. So he should be, 12. You want to have him in the top 10? Okay, that's fine. We can still win a chip if he's on the team.
Okay. I had him at 18, just for the simple fact that I think you literally have 2 years. And let's review mine, because I'll explain the difference.
Okay.
At so
What's his tier?
So the green tier is a tier from last time, right? That was still
Okay.
elite second options. Or no, never mind. Tier from last time is can be my best player if things break right.
Okay.
And in that tier remaining at 13, 14, and 15, I have John Morant 13, Donovan Mitchell 14, and Chet Holmgren 15. So they can be the best player, but you have to get everything else right. Above that in 11 and 12, I have Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. That starts a 3-player tier that we're calling tier 3. They'll be top 10 players and have a 4 to 5 year window. So they're better than the guys below them and the same caliber as the guys above them, but they have a very limited window. And spoiler alert, my number 10 is Anthony Davis. This is the 3-man tier. Is 10, 11, 12 is Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry.
Wow.
Okay.
How do you guys feel?
The one bias for me is just, at least for the guys 11, 12, and 13, I just know that you can run the offense. I know Anthony Davis can score, at a high level, but if I'm just saying, hey, I need to go get a bucket, these other guys have that ability, and so once we start getting into once we start getting into 13 top 10, I'm talking about building a team. Yeah, you need to go out and get a bucket. Like I'm going to need that aspect.
Come on.
You do. What do you? Please don't. Listen, my camera's been off. I'm turning it on. You need to see me for this. What are you talking? Are you like? 100%?
I understand.
You do. There has to be some aspect where like if you are
Are
going
you
to
14?
huh?
Are you 14 years old?
We're talking about like the 10 most valuable building a team, right? If you do not have at a certain point in every single championship run, you do need to have somebody that you can say, hey, we're going to go like need some buckets. And I would prefer, and I think that it's easier if you have your best player be the one who says, yeah, you put everybody on your back. Let's go for 1 possession, 2 possession. I don't think that Anthony Davis has that to the same level as Joel Embiid, LeBron, Durant, Curry, all the guys ahead of
I
him.
agree. I 100% agree. But one of them, if we look at this tier, Anthony Davis, Durant, Curry, Obviously, Durant and Curry are better on-ball scorers. That's not debatable. One of these three names is a top 3 defender in the world, and the other 2 are old and at best average. Or actually, Durant's a little bit above average. But Anthony Davis is a top 3 defender in the world, and not once did you say the word defense, which matters a lot. And I understand, offensively, he's not a ball handler. He's a center. Defense is very important and equally important to offense. And sure, you need a Chris Middleton for him. You need a guy that's the ball handler, that he runs a pick and roll with. He finishes the plays. He plays defense. That's what team building is for. We're not playing blacktop. We don't need our best player to be the guy we control in 2K and be the one to score all the points. We're building a realistic basketball team, and players have strengths and weaknesses. He has more combined strengths because he is top 3 defender on the planet. I will get other ball handlers to play around him. He is a traditional center at this point of his career. That is fine. There have been many a traditional center who don't have the ball in their hands all the time and still win at the highest level because they shut down the rim, they play within the scheme. Tim Duncan, when he's winning championships in the later half of his career, wasn't out here posting up every single play. He was playing within the scheme of his team with other guards that did these type of things and played their role because there's different archetypes needed on a team. And at the end of the day, these two teams, the biggest difference between AD, Durant, and Curry is he's 31, and those two guys are like 35, 36. That's why I don't necessarily think that he's better than those guys right now. On our current day rankings, Durant and Curry are higher, I agree. But one's 31 and has 3 or 4 years of prime left, and then he's a big man, so he'll be able to be really good subprime. He can be Gobert for 3 more years, which is pretty valuable, whereas Kevin Durant will be retired in like 3 or 4 years.
You can
Ladies and gentlemen, this is World Star. I'm finna start yelling out World Star right now. This is what we've been waiting for. I've been waiting for the AD placement.
Yeah, there you go. Like, he's only 31, and I understand that he has health issues as well, which is why, he's not higher than that. But in the day, he plays at a level of a top 10 player. He's closer to 10 these days. I agree. He's not the 3rd, 4th, 5th best player like he was in 2019 or whatever. But top 10 players do not grow on fucking trees. Those are hard to find, and if you can have one for the next 3 or 4 years, that's immensely valuable. I think he'll have a stage after that makes him more valuable than a Durant and Curry, who are obviously way older.
Listen, again, the game
is about a bucket. I get it.
It is. And we're talking about winning championships. And it's fine. If you want to build your team, if you want to go and build your team, right? And you say, hey, when we get to crunch time, Chris Middleton, take us home. By all means, do that, right? Do that. Because that right there, and again, no hate to, that 1 to 2 year stretch of Chris Middleton where he was balling on that level, but it takes a lot. And it takes a lot to have that kind of archetype of player be your closer, be, the guy who has the ball in his hands at the end of games. And let's not even forget that Giannis, who is a better scorer than AD is.
Yeah.
Right? Giannis.
It wasn't supposed to be a comparison 1-to-1 like that. Obviously, Giannis is much better.
Yeah. But I guess if we're talking like top 10, that's probably the closest comparison where you have a guy who isn't skilled on the perimeter like that. But even Giannis has moments where he can go and create for himself on a different level than AD. Giannis can go out and get you 50, compared to AD. Like there is a certain point on that. And so, yeah, like I am going to take Kevin Durant, who also AD can fit on a lot of teams. Kevin Durant can walk into any team and give you 30. Steph Curry can walk into any offense, and even whenever he's playing with babies and guys who are, rejects from a whole bunch of other teams, you're still going to be pretty decent. And whenever we get into this next tier, like surprise, I have Steph Curry top 10 because if you look at the Western Conference from last year, we hated on the Warriors all year long. We hated on them. We said that they were trash. We said that all this. There was still like a thing that we did where we were like, oh, can the Lakers make the Western Conference Finals, right? Can they do this? Can they avoid all the things? The Warriors, as bad as they were 1 game less than the Lakers. And that is because they have Steph Curry. If you gave Steph Anthony Davis, if you gave him another 27 point per game scorer and a top 3 defender in the league, let's think about where the Warriors would be. You have a higher ceiling with Steph on your team right now than you do with Kevin Durant. I mean, you're
neglecting the whole point. You're neglecting the whole point of why AD's higher. He's 36 and AD's 31. That's the difference. Curry has a few years of prime left, and we'll see how long he plays as being a mostly spot-up shooter. Whatever. We don't know how his post-prime is going to look. It's a big question mark for Curry. Some small guards fall off fast, but his shooting gives him a different level. He can be relevant for a long time, but we don't know to what level. That's a big question mark. He is simply 5 years older. That's a difference. You're not arguing with somebody who thinks Anthony Davis is currently better than Durant or Curry. I have those guys ranked higher this year.
Even
the age gap is big.
Yeah.
And
The
I'm
only
saying
issue
even
is that
in those 3
that
years, I'd rather
Isaac.
give me the next 3 years of Steph Curry than the next 5 of Anthony Davis. And I 100% believe that. And I think that in those 3 years, we would have a better chance at winning a chip and building a team that can, compete and do all that than having 5 years of Anthony Davis. Or the path would be easier having Steph Curry on my team as the building block than having Anthony Davis as the building block.
I get it. Again, 5 years is a big difference. 36 years old is not young. Like if they were 3 years different or 2 years different, I'd be with you. Curry is 36 years old. Like that's what it comes down to. You're arguing points about them on the court that I don't disagree with. He is better and has more value. He's just 5 years older.
And he's still
man.
even at 39, he's still going to give you a window. So that's
What about 41?
Yeah.
What about 41?
Yeah.
Okay, come the fuck on.
What?
The man's about a bucket, and you're about his age. I get it.
If Curry's the best 40-year-old in fucking sports history, then he can have it, and I'll be happy to be wrong because that'll be amazing to see.
You'll see in 5 years. We'll come back.
I hope you're right. I'd love to see 40-year-old Steph Curry.
No.
so dominate.
Stay
I
on
pray
that side.
you're right.
Stay on that side. Stay on that side. It's okay.
The side of having him 2 spots
Stay
lower.
over there. Stay over
In
there.
the same tier.
This is what we do.
That's why I made the tiers.
Stay over there. Stay over there.
This is what we do.
You made your bed. Lay in it.
No, I didn't. They're in the same tier. They're in bed together.
It's just age. I get it. The only reason why I get it is because I was like that, but to
Have
the
your
fucking
cake and eat it
extreme.
too.
I'm thinking about the next 10, 15 years. But y'all talking about 2, 3, 4 years. I get it.
Yeah, I think it's a balance, right? And I think there's a sliding scale of how much you value win now versus the future. And I think a 5-year age gap when you're post 30 is significant.
I'm
That's
not
all
going to
saying.
have you sit here and disrespect Wardell, Stephen Curry. I just won't.
Oh my God,
I just
shut
won't
the
do
fuck
it.
up. He's number 12.
I just won't do it.
Bro, Dell must have you
Mo
on
put him at
payroll
like
too.
24, and you're on me for putting him at 12.
He's been on some wild stuff all day. I don't
Hey,
even want
you-
to. I
damn
really
old
don't
man,
even
what the
want to
hell?
acknowledge it. We gave it too much attention in the moment. I'm not trying to. Sometimes when it's foolishness, you just
My
have to move
opinions are
past
very
it.
important too.
Yeah. All
So
right.
much smoke because I have him 2 spots lower than you.
He's like, just get out the way, all right?
Well, okay, so that's the sub tier. 10, 11, 12 is my next 4 or 5 year prime window. How do you guys feel about 13, 14, 15? We both have Chet here. Mo, you have Chet lower or you have Chet higher?
Yeah, I have to hire again. Age,
Oh!
he's just 20 years old at this point in time, or 21
Okay.
at this point in time. For every reason that you guys have him at 15 in the range of the best players in the NBA right now, literally all stars like Morant, Mitchell, Davis, and Embiid, I have that too. But, bro, he's 21, average like 16, 17 points a game, and is the literal only reason why OKC was the number 1 seed last year.
The
He's
literal only reason.
Well,
And you know what I mean.
I know your point. I don't know if I phrased it that way
I
because
got
they had
I got you.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah,
but
you know what I mean.
I know your
But
point.
before that,
he was a
like,
difference
they were-
between the previous year and this year. He was a missing piece to let Shea carry them over that ledge. So I understand.
Yeah, it went from like a 10th, 9th seed to a fucking 1. That's an insane turnaround. Now, of course, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander did get better as a player, but Chet's defense is, and also offensive spacing, monumental.
Yeah. Yeah, some people are gonna read this. Every time we talk about Chet, there's always haters in the comments that say we gas him too much and whatever. I understand. Some people, again, you compare him to Paolo. I have Chet Holmgren 2 spots higher than Paolo, and some people are gonna see that and be like, "What the fuck? Paolo's a mini LeBron." Because people have an aesthetic bias to big wings that dribble the ball. I understand, but it's hard to quantify just how game breaking Chet's balance of rim protection plus shooting and ball handling is gonna be when he hits his prime. When he's bigger and stockier and can bang down low a little more, use his ball handling just as much, continue to be a 38% shooter from 3 and the best rim protector in the league besides Wemby, that's going to be a walking top 5 team every year.
That man will never
I
be
agree.
big and stocky.
It's
He's never getting there.
No, probably
could.
not big and stocky, but I mean big stockier. He'll never be stocky. He'll be like Gobert, where he's like built but still wiry frame. But Gobert's kind of swole.
Gobert is
Yeah,
swole. I
hopefully
don't
you
know
don't
if
have
Chet
the
will ever
mobility
get to that
over there.
level.
Probably not. Gobert's pretty swole, but you know what I mean. Like he'll get. Wemby is already functionally stronger than he was when he entered the league. These skinny guys, like they don't all go the KD route where they decide to stay skinny. They can put on weight. They're capable.
Giannis is the best example for that.
True. Well, he's also an outlier example because he's fucking jacked
We all
now.
know.
He
Yeah.
he went from being a fucking twig built like Jordan Poole to looking like David Robinson.
That's
Damn,
wild.
Jordan Poole straight. No one ever thought that he was a twig, but I digress. We can move into the top 10 now if y'all ready.
All right, top 10 time, man. This is where it gets nasty. Who's up first? Oh, it's me. Okay, so you guys see the tier changes. Again.
What?
Oh, I forgot.
Wow.
Joel Embiid is
Wow.
also in the Anthony Davis tier where I said they have 4 to 5 years window. I forgot. He's right above him.
You're-
same type of thing.
You're
right?
actually disrespectful.
I'm with you, Mo, that I think I don't know to who, but we'll keep going. Mo, I'm with you. I have Embiid in the 4 to 5 year window tier at number 9 with Anthony Davis, just because I don't know how much longer that body can hold up. But the tier after that is tier 2. This can clearly be the best player on a championship team. And at that tier, I have number 6 Giannis, number 7 Tatum, number 8 Booker, the 9 Joel Embiid, and 10 Anthony Davis in the 4 to 5 year window tier. Giannis is my hardest placement here. The
Yeah.
only reason he's not number 4, so
I know why.
this tier starts at 4. It's 4 through 8. It's just age and lack of jumper. I'm not sure he'll age quite as well as some guards that are above him.
Mhm.
But obviously, I think he's still the second best player in the league right now. Like, easily. I think he's as clear as Jokic is number 1. Giannis is that clear as number 2. If you put him 4, the highest of this tier, no issue at all.
Yeah.
Obviously, Shea is above him. No spoilers there. Shea just has so much more of a window ahead of him that I think Shea has reached a level of being just a tier below while I have a decade of that. And Giannis is 30. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
No, there's
tough.
more to that. That he's over 30. And on top of that, too, we haven't seen him play a full healthy playoff run in
Yeah.
years. Legit years. And for a player of his archetype who's mad explosive and likes to just put it all in your face and with this just natural play
Hell
style. All right, you're doing too much right there. But it's explosive. You're doing way too much right there. You don't know how much of his elite top tier prime is because a lot of it is based off his athleticism and his speed and his quickness along with his
all of
move.
it. 100% of it is.
Yeah.
And I think when that goes away, he'll transform. He'll have another era of his career where he turns into maybe what Anthony Davis is now. Maybe Amari Stoudemire on steroids, whatever it may be. But that might come sooner than it is for some guys above him who are just like very young and talented, and they don't have the ceiling of Giannis. Giannis is the best player here besides Jokic in terms of peak. It's simply an age thing when you're really parsing hairs between the best players in the league, most valuable players in the league. I'm just worried of what it looks like in 3 years.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
I like this
that's very
placement a lot
interesting.
because I have similar logic, of course, just a little bit more extreme because of age or whatever. But that's fair. I like.
Yeah, the
Oh,
hardest.
it's,
There's one aura man that's on here above him that's not Shea. That was
I
my
know.
hardest pick. That's my hardest pick. I'm like, there's no way in fuck, man. Giannis is so much better.
Yeah.
But it's you look at the ages side by side and stuff.
it's too much of a difference to ignore. Like again,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of this as
And
one
see-
like.
Yeah, it's the age to ignore plus the play style. That Curry and Durant can stay top 12 despite being old as shit because they scale really well. KD might have 2 more years of being a top 10 player.
Yeah.
He can play for as long as he wants as a top 20 player with his style of play. I'm very confident in that. Maybe same thing with Curry. Not so sure about that with Giannis.
Yeah, like we've seen players like Giannis who thrive very much off of their athleticism. That's like what sets them apart from everybody. Someone who comes to mind, obviously never was as good as Giannis, but Blake Griffin, bro. He was that guy, developed his skill and evolved his game as years went on. But like he just was never the same type of player, never was the same caliber player because that's what made him special. That was his superpower. And Giannis, like, although like he's a great passer for his size, although he's a great finisher for his size, how he does those things is different from how LeBron James does those things.
Yeah.
You know?
When it goes fast. And not everybody ages as gracefully as LeBron, KD, and Curry has. We've been blessed by seeing our top 3 players of our generation have crazy elongated prime. Look at James Harden. It doesn't always work out that way. And Giannis, as much as I love him, is just like Joel Embiid. They're primed to be the guys that don't age as gracefully just because of the way they're built and the way they play. And he could be an outlier too. Maybe he's like LeBron where freak athlete is just a freak athlete forever. That's also possible. But it's just nowhere near a guarantee. And we're getting too close to that time for me to put him above a younger guy.
All right.
Donovan, I know you silently disagree. Tell me how you feel.
He hasn't said word.
Nah, I
It's
mean,
festering.
it's.
Plotting.
I mean, listen. A couple of things are funny about this. One, I do enjoy how a lack of a bag did come into play on this. In terms of the lack of jumper for Giannis, I think that
No one said that.
No, it didn't. That's crazy fucking gymnastics. No, it did not.
Did Isaac not say lack of a jumper for Giannis as part of a reason why he had him
In
at
terms
6?
of what may help,
Can
not in terms of, no, it's not
about
about
how
bag.
he
He has plenty
ages.
bag. It's about how he ages. He doesn't have the fallback skill of a Durant and Curry. Don't try to twist that shit. That's ridiculous.
All I'm saying is,
He's
if
calling
he,
you
not at all
outdated,
what I meant.
Donovan.
if he did have a bag and he did have a jumper, then we would be praising it and saying, oh yeah, he's gonna.
It's not a
he's
bag
gonna
he
age well.
needs. It's just a spot-up jump shot.
Well, obviously he needs it to be top 5 in your eyes. So that's one. That I just listen. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's funny.
He doesn't need it to be top 5. He needs it to be above Shai Gilgeous-Alexander when one's 31 and one's 26. That's what he needs it for. It's nothing about. He could be top 5 if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't exist.
If Giannis was 23
but we're
years
living in a
old,
world
then
where
like,
Shai
or
exists and you're making the list and
or
he's not top
24.
5. So clearly he does need it to be top 5. I'm just saying that it's funny.
I think it's more so the age than
It is the age. It's completely the age.
Giannis
Yeah, exactly.
listen. I think once we got to the top, like for me, if you can help me win this season, everybody has spent the last like 23 months just crying and just being like, oh my God, Giannis is the most underrated player in the league. We've taken him for granted. He's so good. He's doing this, he's doing that. He's honestly playing the best ball that he's ever had. And he's 30, 31, still at the peak of his powers, can do everything. We talk about how his playmaking is underrated. He walks into 30 points a night. He's still one of the best help defenders in the league. All of this stuff. People are saying, hey, after Jokic, we probably shouldn't sleep. Giannis is probably the second best player in the league. And if you can have that for the next 3 years and instantly be a title contender, I don't think that the Bucks are going to be good at all. But you know what they are going to do? They're going to go out and they're going to win 50 something games because Giannis is right there. They're going to put themselves in a position to where they're going to be at the top of the conference. And the rest, whatever happens, that's because they have a coach that nobody trusts and they have an even more aging number 2, right? And their number 3 is also old. But it has nothing to do with Giannis. And if we're redrafting and I'm building a team, yeah, give me the next 4 years of Giannis. And then if we build this properly, yeah, we could probably do this the right way. And so I think that the Giannis he 100% is top 5. The two-way stuff is undeniable. And getting 4 or 5 years of a player that is currently in his prime, that everybody's like, yeah, he's kind of pushing top 15, top 16 talks all time. He's right there with Jokic. Why is he not top 5 for the next 3-4 years? Like,
do you not see his absence in the postseason these last 2 years? Does that not worry you at all? Combined with
I'm not worried about that.
Just in
That's
general
fair,
how he is? Like, I worry about
but
I'm saying we haven't.
The question you just asked, real quick. The question you just asked, you said, why is he not a top 5 player for the next 3 to 4 years? He is, but this is not a list for the next 3 to 4 years. It includes both. And for that, he moves down literally one spot than what you want because we're talking about year 5, 6, and 7.
The floor.
And no one disagrees with you. It's just a little bit more towards the future when you're parsing hairs between 2 first-team All-NBA guys.
The floor with Giannis is higher than in my opinion, the floor with Shai or the floor with Ant. And so that's
for sure.
So
for 3 years, for sure.
I think even past that, I think like you can talk about the next five or 6, and I think that the floor might be there. Like I do think that Giannis is going to age pretty well, and I'm on the
well, that's a difference then, and that's fair.
Yeah,
I'm
on the mindset
that's fair.
Of what you said, where it's like freak athlete just stays freak athlete. And
that's very fair.
And even if he isn't 33 points per game, all this other stuff, if he drops down to Anthony Davis territory where now he's averaging 26, 25, and he's still giving you really good help defense, that, like you said, with Anthony Davis, still, top 10 player in the league, like that in itself is still valuable. And having that,
he's 4 spots
and having that as like your number 2 or your number 2B, whatever, that's still insanely valuable. Like you're still going to be able to put yourself in a position to win a championship with Giannis in 6 years than
I agree.
Than a lot of other stuff.
And again, if you think he's going to age better, that's the best argument. That's the point that like that can be the differentiator if we just view him differently. That's completely fair. I think everything else is just like we're just gauging a couple of years further than you are. But if you believe he'll have a longer prime than we think, that makes total sense. And again, 4 through 8 are all the same tier. They're all this clearly can be the best player on a championship team. So I don't think there's a big difference between him and Shai and Ant. Like I mean, I do think actually they're very different, but in terms of value.
Okay. I
I
guess you
mean-
can roll in and see mine and Donovan's 6 through 10.
Oh, Donovan's next.
Yeah. So at
Okay.
6 I have Ant-Man, 7 I have Jason Tatum, 8 I have Curry, 9 I have Booker, 10 I have Paolo.
Did I write that wrong? Yeah, I did. Oh, no, it says Banchero. Okay, sorry. It's covered up for me.
Yeah. No, it's
Okay.
Yeah, I have Paolo.
Okay.
Fair. Okay.
I'm very, very,
Yeah, I mean, again,
I'm
I
very,
didn't-
very high on Paolo. I think that he can,
And that's fair. I
can
understand
get
why.
to some places.
I don't have an issue at all with you putting Giannis above Edwards. Is Giannis 5?
No.
Oh, you probably have him higher than Shea. Okay. I'm almost convinced. I probably should have put Giannis above Ant. That was just simply an age thing, but Giannis is so much better that's cool with me. But I'm glad we have Tatum in the same spot.
Mhm.
Curry, explain Curry, why Curry's top 10 still.
I think you can put Steph on any competent basketball team, and you're still going to be minimum in the playoffs. I'm obviously going to do the mental gymnastics because Steph is my guy. But if you gave him,
Yes.
we're going to be hypothetical, man. Here, if you gave Steph somebody else, like another top 20 player in the league, you 100% have an opportunity. His team has been derailed by locker room fights, by Andrew Wiggins not being a 17 and 8 guy. Like the margins were very, very thin in 22 and they have just completely gone off the rails. I would love nothing more than to see Steph play with another all-star for the last, 3 years of his career. Because if he can get with somebody like an Anthony Davis, like a LeBron, whatever, we can legitimately talk about a chip for Steph. Like I think that Steph 100% can still go to any team and raise their offensive floor to a crazy, crazy level, even with not a lot of great shooting around him.
Yeah. So you value those last 2-3 years of Steph being what he is now, or maybe a little bit worse of a version than what he will be in like 2 years from now, than what Paolo Banchero can provide you for the next 14 years, probably.
Yes.
Fair assessment.
Yes.
I can't hate on it because
okay.
Steph
I
is
think
just one of them ones.
Yeah, I think like if you're a GM, and especially like if we're doing a redraft and you're like, hey, let's go for it right now. I'm taking Curry
Yeah.
right now.
That's fair.
So that's
can't
it.
And that's why I have him at 12 too. I have him higher than Mo does, and that's why I have him beat at 9. I'm with you that logic checks out. That if you think somebody could win for the next 3 years, that's very valuable. I just think we weigh it a little bit differently compared to guys who are young stars, but I'm with you. That definitely matters. So I don't have a problem with you deciding to value that more.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I guess we can roll into my 6 through 10 right now. So here is where the old heads.
This is the
can get
worst
out of
list
it.
you've ever fucking made.
Oh, this is
Hush.
wild.
So
But I
number
understand.
6,
I get it.
logic continues to check out. I don't have any inconsistencies. 6, Jokic,
True.
top of the tier. Nothing needs to be said. 29, 30 years old. Still is that guy, will be that guy for the next 5 years. Will he be playing basketball in 10 years or even for the next 5 years? Don't know, because he has his passions outside of the sport. Anyway, 6, Jokic, 7, Paolo Banchero, 8, Holmgren, 9, Giannis, and 10, I got Zion. Analyze. First question, what you got?
I mean,
Jokic not top 5 is insanity.
I'm thinking about the next 15 years, brother.
Okay. I mean, again, like you said, we have different spectrums of how much you value that, and you went all the way towards counting 15 years. So, like you said, you are consistent. So I guess that's fair. You are thinking literally 15-year sample size.
But he's
Wait, how
not.
am I
Though.
not?
Why is Jokic? If you think that Jokic might not be playing basketball in 5 years, what's the difference between him and Giannis, who you think might not be as great in 5 years?
Because Giannis has injury history, and because of
And Jokic
I
has
don't
horses.
think he'll age as gracefully. Yeah, but I don't think even at Giannis's old 35, 36-year-old age, I don't know how much of an elite player he can be compared to how I know Jokic will be. Like, Jokic was worse athletically 3 years ago. He just recently got into the best shape of his life. When he was 23, 24 years old,
But he might not
he
be
looked like
here.
putty. Even if he's not here, then 2 years, like, I know I'll have 2 years of what I would say is like a potential top 10 player of all time. With Giannis, I cannot say that. And he legit
Are we
scares me.
unironically doing the Jokic doesn't care about basketball thing? Are we unironically
No,
talking
no,
about the horses?
not doesn't care about basketball.
I know that's dramatic,
Yeah.
but that point, like, come on.
If that listen, we don't have to do that
Go
like
ahead.
legitimately. But if that does factor in just a little bit, then I do think that him and Giannis should be at 8 and 9, they should be interchangeable in that sense because both of them are going to give you some 3-year prime, and then Jokic is going to go off and ride his horses, and Giannis isn't going to be the same. And I don't think
also
that
think Jokic is straight better, like on all levels. But that's just like how I feel about Jokic.
I agree. I have Jokic a lot higher than Giannis too. Maybe he'll retire in 3 years. Who's to say? I don't know. I don't know his psyche. I know it's a common talking point that I think is typically lazy, but maybe you guys are right. That could happen. Who knows? If we're just talking on the court, he's a little bit younger than Giannis. That matters. So that alone could put him, 3 spots above Giannis. He's a better player right now. Even if they both play the same amount of years, it's pretty easy to imagine Jokic aging better, barring injury, right? Just for the simple fact that he shoots and passes. Those are skill sets that never leave you. It's not crazy.
Yeah, I agree. We've seen.
Why are you laughing? I saw you shaking, watching and laugh.
They're the same age.
Yo, Nikhil's finna be on. He has an insane suspension, arising right now, but it's okay.
They're the same age, by the way. They're both 29.
Okay, my bad. Whatever. But regardless, it's pretty easy to imagine one aging better because of the certain skill sets he has that tend to make a player age better, and this lack of reliance on athleticism.
Yeah, and then also when was the last time you heard of Nikola Jokic having like a major injury? Or when was the last time you seen him like derailed and not be able to play in the postseason? Never happened. Not yet. Knock on wood, of course. And he's
the best player in the world. Like, I know Giannis is not far behind, but Jokic is the most talented offensive big we've ever seen. We all agreed on that, or like at least said he's in the top 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'm sure you have Jokic above Giannis as well, right, Donovan?
I do, but I don't think that.
So you're arguing.
But I don't think that it's like a crazy gap in terms of their overall like value. I think like the difference between a Jokic-led team, the ceiling and the floor between a Jokic-led team for the next 5 years and a Giannis-led team for the next 5 years is extremely small to me. I don't think that I think the difference is the difference is going to be because of team building, not because of what they're able to provide to the team.
Even with that, I disagree.
Yeah, but the thing is, you said it's not a big difference. He doesn't have a big difference. It's 3 spots. Yeah.
Even then,
I'm saying it's smaller than
I think
than
Jokic could do more with less and also do more with more than Giannis can. I just think he's better. Like, it's just easier to play basketball. Better, Now, talking about defense, whatever, cool, understandable. Defensive player of the year, whatever. I get that. I get that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I just think one's going to age a lot better, and one's better now. So, like,
anyways,
generational defenders outside the top 5. It's crazy.
Okay, how do y'all feel?
I'm just saying, like,
me. How do y'all feel about me having Chet Holmgren above Zion? Is that preposterous?
I mean, I agree with it.
Sure, yeah. I have him higher too. I think they're both significantly lower, but I have him higher.
Yeah, same logic applies.
That's fair. Yeah. It's simply the injury thing, right? One's extremely reliable, and one is a swing. It's a swing for the fences. So it makes sense to pick the guy that's going to be more of a sure thing.
Okay. Cool.
Now, would I put either of them below? Would I put Giannis below Chet? Fuck no. But to each their own.
Time. Like literally 8. That's a whole decade of just time that I just have to experiment, fail, and do all that with Chet.
Yeah. All right, y'all ready for the top 5?
Let's get into it.
I'm ready to lock in.
Let's see. You better have Giannis at motherfucking 2.
I think Donovan's first up. Yeah. Oh shit, it's me. No. Okay, cool. Oh shit, it's me. Number 1, shocking, Wemby. 2, Luka. 3, Ant Edwards. 4, Shea. And 5, Ja Morant. This is who I would.
The amount of shame that I have in my heart for the fact I'm looking at somebody who put Ja Morant above Jokic, I want to scream at the top of my lungs.
Yeah, but then you realize that's like a 6-year difference in time.
Nope, I don't realize a goddamn thing. I don't care. Did not realize anything.
You're just an old man. But I get it. I'm thinking about the future right now. You're thinking about the future right now. I'm thinking about the future. You're thinking about the now. I'm worried about
both matter, man.
Yeah, for sure. They both matter. Absolutely. I agree. But at the same time, I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking about the potential fuck ups that I'll have. I want unlimited tries. I want to give the fans for the next 15 years something to look forward to.
You can try unlimited times. You can try for the next 100 years of running a sim of Ja Morant every single year. You may never reach a point in one of those years where he's as good as this year's Jokic. You may never reach the ceiling in 100 tries that you get in the 3-year peak of Jokic. When you have a player that is that good, you can say the same thing for Giannis. Giannis should be above Ja, obviously. Like, when you have a player that good, sample size, you can have 15 years and you'll still never reach that height. It doesn't matter.
You say that, but I'm also thinking about the height of just like how, yes, you're right. I agree with you, but also it's like a team building thing. Now, if you throw all that out the window and you're just focused on like, yeah, straight up best player, okay, cool. But I'm thinking about it like from a totality sense.
Okay. I'm not mad at Wemby and Jokic 1 and 2. That makes sense. If you're valuing
Wemby
as
and
much as
Luka,
you are, that's cool.
Yeah, undisputed. Now,
Yeah,
Ant and Shea,
I mean,
that could be
no.
a debate, but
It's not undisputed. It's not undisputed by any means. But for your metrics and your valuing of youth to the highest extent,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. You have to have on my lens in order to have a conversation with me and look at
Yeah,
this list.
exactly.
If you're
I
looking
put
at
on
this list and
the
you don't say
Mo tinted
anything-
glasses. Yeah.
Oh, Aura's out the window. Mo tinted glasses? Did you kidding me?
Don, what are you thinking? You're real quiet over there. You festering?
I'm just not gonna say anything. He has Ja Morant top 5 over Jokic and Giannis. Like I'm fine.
This is our most contentious list of all time. This is worse than the top 50 of all time players we did. This is straight heat on one another. I love it. Everybody hates the other two guys' list. Everybody.
Yeah, I just don't agree.
Honestly.
So it's fine.
So
I've
the
been
John
close.
Morant talking point, the only one considering my argument and my stance where you just like wholeheartedly disagree? Are you fine with everything else?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
mean,
cool. I just think like again,
I understand everything else. I don't agree with everything else, but I understand the logic. Like Shea and Ant are close. I understand if you think Edwards having more time to developing a few years younger gives him a higher ceiling. That's cool. If you think Wemby's going to be basketball god, picking him above Luka, I get it. Josh is the one that I just can't even comprehend.
Why?
yeah, I mean,
He'll never be in the stratosphere of Jokic and Giannis, even them alone. If we just focus on those two players above him, let
Okay,
alone like
With Jokic and Giannis, that is just about a time thing. Think about the
Yeah.
stratosphere of Ant and Shea. That's like the goal of this tier right
Ja isn't better than Tatum. You have Tatum like 12 spots lower.
yeah, that was ridiculous.
We can have
I
those
think we have to jump
conversations
you.
another day.
I think we have
No,
to
I think
jump
we can
you
have those conversations
with
another
bricks.
day.
With
Personally,
bricks.
Josh PR is down the toilet, and also we haven't seen him play in a
Grenades.
whole
It's really
year.
not.
Whoa.
I honestly,
Monkey wrenches.
honestly, racist, but honestly,
Tire
feel,
irons.
I honestly feel like for Ja,
Cars.
people have beat up on him so much that the PR is coming back around. It's like leave him alone, right? And he's actually he's actually on the way back up. So
If I'm crazy to say I'd rather start my team with John Morant than Jason Tatum, okay, say that.
all right,
I mean, that's more understandable. I mean, honestly, the craziest part is him over Jokic and Giannis, but I think I would also put, I don't know. We can move on.
Tatum was
you
like
you
that.
value
It
youth, it's
wouldn't
fine.
be- Yeah, exactly. Who's next?
If Tatum was like that. He's the defending fucking champ.
I have Luka at 1, Jokic at 2, Giannis at 3, Wemby at 4, Shea at 5.
Mm.
That's fair.
Yeah, I
Very
think
similar names. I have different order. That's cool.
I love y'all know how I feel about Wemby. For the next 5 years, I have people who are, like I said, top 15 all time, right? Pushing those conversations. I have them for a 5-year span, and I think all of them for the next 5 years are going to give me an opportunity to where Wemby, as great as he is, he's probably going to win DPOY next year and go on this run of like seven straight. Offensively, Giannis is still crazy, right? Offensively, Jokic, we already talked about him. Luka has one of the highest floors with anybody. There's still just a level of I need you to prove it for Wemby that the other three are right here in their prime. Let's win right now, and then we're good. If we can get one more ring out of Jokic or Giannis, it's all worth it.
I agree. I'm with you. I didn't put Giannis in this tier because, like I said, I'm more concerned about his long-term health. I mean, and long-term standing, like how he ages. But I'm with you in principle. Wemby is all projection, but some guys are already there. And it's the same type of thing with Paolo of why I think he can do it. I think he can be this top 10 guy that we all think he can be. But I got to see it because there's still steps he has to make. Same principle. When you're comparing Wemby to the best players of all time, damn near, not like
We know
1, 2,
what you
3,
mean.
but
We know exactly what you mean.
top 20 players of all time. They're all at that peak. Even Luka is in the top 20 peak, I think. You got to see it first. You can't assume everything. There's only a certain level of projection you can do.
Yeah. And listen, by the end of next year, right? Wemby may very well be number 2, and he can go and have one of the greatest, sophomore seasons of all time and average, 32 and 13, win DPOY, all this stuff. I just have to see it first because Giannis is going to come out next year, and Giannis, guess what he's going to do? 32, 13, be a DPOY candidate, lead his team to 50 wins, and that's all you're asking from Wemby. So, yeah, I just have to give the nod to the other three.
Yeah, when there's
Most-
MVPs above you, you got to earn it.
The most shades will be on pre-order soon. They will not limit your vision. You will be able to see the future, thrive in the future, while also being the present too and acknowledging, your current surroundings. I'm gonna go ahead and ship them to you guys, Isaac and Donovan, really soon. So
Please, please.
Okay. We can move on to my top 5. At 1, I have Jokic. 2, Luka. 3, Wemby. 4, Shea. 5, Edwards. Shea and Edwards are in the same tier as the previous guys with Giannis, Tatum, Booker, and Embiid. The tier of clearly can be the best player on my championship team. Top 3 guys are in the alien tier. Just absolutely ridiculous. Clearly the most valuable players in the league to me. Mix of talent and have years left ahead of them to make that talent work, more so than I think Giannis does. Just the best players in the league 3 years from now, obviously going to be them. And then Luka and Wemby obviously have a really long runway ahead of them at 2 and 3. And Jokic at 1, like, I obviously struggled with the top 3, right? They're all in the same tier. So that means I think they're interchangeable to a certain extent. I know for a fact if I have Jokic for the next 5 years where he's in his prime, I'm probably going to win a championship. I'm probably going to be in that seat to watch my best player win the MVP award multiple times and be unequivocally the best player in the world. When you have 3 guys that all have best player in the world potential, all have top 20 all-time potential, one guy already is that, and I know for a fact can win a championship. I've seen it. Everything I project with these 2 guys is to where he already is. That has to be a tiebreaker for me when it's an extremely close debate like these 3.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, I have no qualms with your list, and I like the fact that you put Shea over Ant because that's also, it was minor. I wasn't trying to hop on it on Mo's list, but yeah, I would have Shea over Ant.
Why?
That's close though. I'm not mad at that. That's a very good debate. I think. I
Why
go
would
back
you-
and forth honestly.
Yeah, Donovan, why would you have Shea over Ant?
I think Shea's more efficient than Ant, and I think that Shea has proven himself. Also, I think a little bit more in the playoffs. Like there were games where Ant, he did go crazy, but there were also games where offensively it just wasn't working. He was able to make up for it with everything else that he does, and there's a 2-way ceiling, and whenever he really locks in. But I think whenever Ant is at his best, it's also kind of like, the Paolo stuff and what Isaac was saying, where he was like, hey, Paolo was knocking down these mid-ranges. We saw Ant at his best when he was hitting, crazy turnaround mid-range shots. He was hitting shots off the glass. Like, if that's what you're going to do and you're just going to be KD from mid-range, hey, by all means, go ahead. Shea is like that from the mid-range. That's all he takes. And he
all the time.
Right? So
all the time.
So like those shots that define Ant's game and those shots that define Shea's game, Shea's already better at that than Anthony Edwards. And I think that for Shea, the next level is like, hey, are you going to extend your game out to a 3-point line? Even if he doesn't, he is the most, old school kind of guy where if you sit down and think about it in today's game and in the modern NBA and how he's averaging over 30 points a game and barely taking any threes, it's crazy to think and project if he adds an extra 2 threes per game, where his scoring could be for the next 4 or 5 years, and the fact that he is a good defender. Yeah, I'm gonna take Shea. Also, he's a better playmaker.
Yeah. That's not really. He's not strong enough of a playmaker to. I guess compared to Anthony Edwards, he is because
That's the
Anthony Edwards.
That's the thing.
But that's not something that I would say in the argument because they're just both men at their position.
And Ant's improving too.
Yeah.
Ant got better last year. He
Yeah,
has
but
some good playmaking.
there's still moments with Ant though down the stretch where you're like, oh, like what are you thinking? Like there still is like the lows of his playmaking. I do think are lower than the lows of Shea's playmaking.
True, but I think that's where the 3.5 year difference comes in. Shea hit this level last year when he turned 25 or 24. If you're gonna give that, Edwards is still like just before that level.
Okay,
and I think it's easy to project he'll also make a similar leap. So like I said, I've often defaulted to who's better now in conversations of like prove it. But I think Edwards is a very specific player that has enough proven skills and enough progress in his weaknesses that I think it's easy to project that. Like Paolo, I talk about his weaknesses still being there. I haven't seen the sign of him getting better yet. When I do see that and I can really feel confident in that, I'll move him up. I saw enough last year of Edwards' weaknesses being addressed that I'm starting to believe they'll, definitely jump up.
Okay.
Yeah. I can.
But it's close. That's gonna be a good. That's gonna be a good debate for like 5 more years. Shea versus Ant. That's gonna be a good debate.
And I'm taking Ant every single time, even when it's clear. I'm still making it clear in my eyes.
I was gonna say you're defaulting to aura, but they're the 2 most aura in the league. So that's tough.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's
at
picking
this
the guy
point in
with less
time-
aura.
Ooh, debatable. I've seen those commercials. Those
Shay's
commercials
one.
are dope.
Donovan,
Shay's one.
give me your documentation. This man just helped carry some of your goats and Steph, KD, and Braun.
No, he did not.
He was on the
a
bench.
detriment to that team.
He was on the bench.
He was off
He
the
was
bench, but he was
terrible.
still impactful. What do you mean? He was
no, he
terrible.
wasn't. He was actually pretty terrible. He
Terrible?
was a detriment a lot of times. He was
Terrible.
a ball hog. If KD was on the court, he was chucking and
Blown.
played really bad for what you expected.
Hey,
Really bad?
Not too much. Not too much. Not too much. Relax.
Isaac, your
No.
documentation needs to be
He was a
reviewed, too.
black hole. That's why he
Wow.
never started. Everyone was like, why aren't you starting Ant? He's the best. Steve Kerr sees what everybody else sees. That guy was a ball hog. He was trying to prove himself around those stars.
He's hating.
I mean,
He's
when you
hating.
have Devin Booker, who's one of the best spot up shooters in the entire NBA, who can clearly accept that role, and also his shooting just changes dynamics completely.
Shout out D Book too.
It's a clear option.
D Book was great.
Yeah, exactly. When Ant was, every time Ant was on the court, it was Ant time. Every single time.
You kind of need that.
No, you don't. On that team, I don't think you do. That's the one team in the world you don't need that. In the NBA, you need that. On Team USA, not entirely necessary.
I kind of liked it.
Team USA 2022, when it was him, Derek White, and Jaylen Brown, then you needed that. Not this year.
You're gonna see a lot of that in 28.
I'm with it. In 28, it'll be a lot more understandable because LeBron, Curry, and KD won't be there.
Who knows? They might be. They might be.
Hey, maybe. Like, according to you, Steph's going to be there.
You know it.
And so will
That's
Giannis,
so gross
apparently.
to
You know it.
Giannis?
Well, listen.
Yeah,
well,
you asked Donovan. Giannis is going to be there two straight Olympics. He's going to be going
okay,
crazy
okay.
for Greece.
well, listen. I don't.
Okay.
Listen. I don't know what the Nationals is gonna be in 4 years, right? I don't know what coast this is gonna be in 4 years. I know Giannis will be. He'll be good. The other dudes, I don't know.
If y'all could change one position, what would it be? I think for me, it would be I'd probably move Giannis above Ant. That's probably my one debatable one. But what do you guys think?
I might move Wemby up one.
Okay.
Just because I do think that Wemby is gonna be, GOAT status type of player.
And with that, I'm assuming you would move Giannis down.
Yes, I would switch them.
Okay.
Okay,
Mo?
cool.
What's your worst transaction?
I think I would bring Tatum up a little bit higher.
Okay. I'm glad that's the one. That's the least understandable. I'm glad that's the one.
Yeah. Off the top of
Wanna
the head,
change?
I'll bring him higher because he's 26, 27 years old.
Wait.
Maybe I was-
Wait. Question.
What? What?
Having Tatum 16 is more indefensible than having Embiid at like 24.
Yes.
At
Yes,
least-
because I
at
legit
least I
don't
can
trust
look
Embiid.
He had
At
Zion
least
top
Embiid
10.
always. Listen, I didn't say the list was
He's
perfect. I just said
24.
Jason Tatum's the worst one. Zion could be the second worst placement. I think Embiid at 24 is ridiculous, but I can understand the logic. If you want to be like he's never staying healthy, so I'm never betting on him, go for it. That's why I have LaMelo at 30. Tatum is just safe as fuck, reliable as fuck, young as fuck. It just makes no sense.
That's why I said Tatum would be
guess.
the one moved. Zion, I'm not listening to that. Whatever. Joel Embiid, I'm really not listening to that because again, the age matters. If you talk to me, have a conversation, internalize what I'm saying, and see me put where I put him back in the 20s or whatever, you'd be like, all right, but you weren't listening.
So me and my avenue.
Exactly.
Come to my side of the street.
Exactly.
All right, man. That was great. That was our most argument-filled rankings of all time. I hope everybody enjoyed it. People always get in their fucking feelings in the comments whenever we argue too much. It's hilarious. People get so offended for their favorite of the three of us.
Go ahead, get offended. They're
Bully
wrong.
Mo.
Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Please bully
Even
Mo.
if I'm wrong, I'm still writing for my guys.
Everybody's gonna get bullied.
Of course
Everybody's
you
gonna
will.
have some defenders. It's great. This is a very divisive episode. And with that note, it is time for Producer Corner. Nikhil, what do you have for us today?
What's up, y'all?
And it
Welcome
better
to
be good
Producer-
too.
Damn. I was talking.
That was crazy.
Yeah, final straws.
Welcome to Producer Corner. Isaac, I want to thank you. This week we're
Hell
gonna
yeah, for
we're gonna,
what?
we're gonna be showing Isaac's kids pictures. Or I keep fucking
My
that
kids?
delivery up.
He's a father?
He got kids?
No, we don't talk about that. No, we don't do that on here.
Relax.
But anyway, he sent me a whole bunch of pictures, so it wasn't just like one or two. So I was able to make a whole slideshow. And he sent me like 12
Nice.
pictures.
How many did you use?
I used all like 11 or 12, and I took the liberty
dang.
of,
We gotta fly.
dividing them into subjects. So there's 3 subjects. we're gonna get
Okay.
through. All right.
I
So,
sent them all the ones I had in my camera roll. I went through my entire camera roll and was like, me. Just let them to pick whatever you want.
and I left them as is because the way you sent them, like I saw like a random Android screenshot or like you were holding a picture. I left that as is because it was just hilarious. But anyway,
The Android screenshots are ones my mom sent me because she has an Android or she used to, and I saved her screenshot.
he said, "Listen, my mom's broke, not me. It could not be me." Anyways,
I had to beg her to get an iPhone, man. Old people love their Androids.
He's not lying.
the first topic is Isaac being a cutie patootie. So listen,
Hell yeah.
this one can be relatively wholesome. There's 2 slides here, but look, baby Isaac.
Baby
He was
Isaac
like,
looks like it looks like a Mexican young Sheldon.
Young Sheldon is crazy.
How is your hairline? How is it this far back, this early?
That's
No,
messed
it's
up.
not the hairline. It's just the forehead. That's it. He has
Just
this
big
head.
same
Yeah,
exactly.
issues as me.
I still got a
He
big
just
forehead.
has the blessing of having hair. That's literally it.
Yeah, I got a big forehead.
That Dodgers
Yeah,
picture is hilarious. Because that
Iconic
was,
picture.
that was it's iconic. That was your Twitter avatar for a while.
Yeah, that's why it's a circle. I saved it from there. Yeah, just
okay.
the most LA looking cholo little kid ever.
Did your mom have a nickname for you when you were little? Mijo?
Monkey.
What? She called you a monkey?
Yeah, she called me a monkey. Oh no. Monkey's my sister.
You a monkey.
Wait, no, Monkey's my sister,
There's
not me.
Multiple monkeys in the family.
I'm not Monkey. My sister's Monkey. I don't know what my nickname was.
Okay.
Damn, you sound so seriously. I feel bad for laughing. It's a cute nickname. And then there's a
Okay.
couple more pictures in this slide.
Mm.
Listen, just mad wholesome. You know, like this.
The one on the right is hilarious.
Bro, I don't even think they do picture days like this anymore, man.
They don't.
Yeah.
Losing recipes.
They don't.
Okay.
Dude, that picture on the left, that fucking grid. I did not want to be there.
That's that white people smile when they pass you. And
Yeah.
How are you?
What's up, Jim?
Exactly. That's
Okay.
funny.
The right
Phone
foot
is
is like
phone is not charged in either of these pictures. 30% got the yellow battery on the other one.
dead as hell.
I like that.
Dead as hell. Okay.
Wait, so how early did you need the glasses?
Who's in the middle with you?
My sister.
That's
Okay.
lucky.
Question. So how old were you in the middle and also in the right?
The right must have been like 4 or 5. Probably 5. The middle, 7 maybe? 7 or maybe 8?
7 or 8. Okay. Who's that
Some of the
old
sort.
who's that old dude who used to fight alligators and he passed away? He was in his prime when he was like
Steve
75 years
Irwin?
old. Yeah, Steve Irwin, that's it right there. Shout out to him.
I
one of the
fucking
goats.
love Steve Irwin as a kid.
We can tell with your fit. We can tell. You were the number 1 fan. Trust me, we know.
Yeah, wait, did you pick this fit?
Of course not. I was 5 years old.
Nah, man.
When did you start
that's
getting
young.
autonomy over your wardrobe? When you start picking out your own outfits?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe 3rd grade.
3rd grade?
Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Maybe 2nd grade. I don't know. 2nd, 3rd grade, I was wearing a bunch of bullshit. I think at like 4th grade or so, my mom was like, "You got to start caring about your clothes. You're wearing basketball shorts with a polo shirt to school. What are you doing?"
Yeah,
Damn, we
the
were never
matter-
allowed to.
Shadow.
We were never allowed to wear basketball shorts because we get pants. So we had to wear.
You went to school with predators, not me.
Hooligans. Oh my god.
Actually, that's a lie.
Yeah, we had to wear a uniform. I had to have the badge showing. I had to have the belt on. Could not wear slides.
I said that like I'm not from Killeen, Texas.
Oh.
Yeah, didn't go to the best schools.
Okay.
All
I'm
right,
sure I went to the worst schools here.
wearing the belt with basketball shorts.
no, you couldn't wear anything with like spandex because you can get pants.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't have drawstrings. You couldn't like tie the
No,
shorts.
no, like you couldn't.
Drawstrings.
You couldn't wear like
Oh,
sweats or
Oh, like
anything.
in the shorts built in. Yeah, I thought you meant like apply your own to the outside.
No, because on the days I wanted to be hard, I'd wear like my athletic sweats, like from like football
The
or
day you
whatever.
what?
Like the day I wanted, like
Did you what?
Oh, my bad. The day I wanted, the day I wanted to, the day I wanted to look hard, I put my athletic sweats on, and I'd have the hood on.
I would not suggest basketball shorts for those days.
Nah, but we had sweatpants.
You
We
from
had the whole
Killeen,
hoodie
Texas, too,
sweatpants
or
combo.
what?
I would not suggest sweatpants for those days. But
What makes sense?
I had slides on. Nah, it was Aura. Anyways, moving on to the next
It was mad
section.
comfortable.
Listen, this is his Mexican.
Nice.
Nah, this is gonna be wild.
oh, this is a slide. I thought you just put this.
no, it's a transition. Cumbia Kings or
But my
whatever.
Mexican era. Okay.
Listen, this man is a
Wow.
walking.
How is this in Mexican era?
All the
This is
listen,
me in middle school.
this is a walking kick Abby right here. Any Mexican that I knew back in middle school, this was the kick Abby right here. This or a black screen.
This is crazy stereotypes right here.
Nah, it's not stereotypes.
The
It's
left
true.
is 7th grade. The left is 7th grade. The right is 8th grade.
The yam on your face in 7th grade was peaking. Then your face, the rest of your faces grew. The yam on your face is crazy.
Dude, the left. I look
Nose
at a
grew
little
first, and
nematode.
the rest of your body was like, all right, get it to
I look
your.
at a fetus on the left.
Yeah.
This is
You
The
do
yam
right
on your
looks so
face.
much more fully formed.
Honestly, I think it's just the
Look
angle.
like I'm gonna.
You look,
It is
you
the
look
angle.
relatively similar.
Yeah, it's the angle. But I mean, I do look
Really?
younger. The 7th, 8th grade difference is
From
different.
7th grade to 8th grade, you look similar.
Yes, so this is different though. That's a formative year.
He took a step back. And
Another picture of Alex Jones where he just steps back is all red.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, and now the final topic or whatever. Listen, the Colleen killer.
Killer.
Oh my god.
All right, listen. Most athletic student, Isaac Gutierrez. Look at
Wow.
this.
This is actually 6th grade. This is the 1 year. I moved around a lot as a kid. This is actually before I lived in Killeen. This is 6th grade. I lived in San Diego. Went to a very white school for that 1 year. The 1 year I went to it's the only year of my life I went to a well-funded school.
and you won most athletic.
You
It
see
wasn't an
immediately.
athletic place.
You see the collared shirt. You see the fit. He has it on.
Facts.
The 1 year I lived around Caucasians in my life was this year, and I was the speedy little Mexican kid.
What were
Speedy
you?
Gonzalez.
What were you like thriving athletically? Like track or something?
We had like a little junior Olympics thing, and I was the fastest kid in the class.
Was this like
This is
field day
like
type thing?
This is for like a 60 kid class.
Was
yeah,
this like
like
a field day type thing? Oh, okay.
He was pulling.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I was-
Were
I
you
was just
100%.
fast.
He didn't
No,
even
no,
need
no.
to say
Were you-
anything.
were
Bro,
you-
he
were you-
would just
no,
you
no,
would touch
fastest
base
Fastest kid in the
first
class.
easily.
Were you pulling?
I had in 6th grade.
Yeah,
I
were
was
you-
pulling Pikachu's out of the tall grass and
You
Pokemon
see the
Platinum.
shirt. You see the shirt. You see the fit. That
Nah, yeah,
couple
for
with,
sure.
with most
100%.
athletic.
See, the thing is, I was at a banquet here, so I had to take off the I Love Boobies bracelets, but I had all those on. I had all the
You
silly
had
bands
that
on.
bracelet?
The Livestrong.
In
He had,
sixth
he had,
grade?
he
Absolutely,
had silly
bro.
bands.
I was in
So
6th
brains
grade
are-
in 2011
Nah,
in a white neighborhood.
Yeah.
I had all the bands on my wrist.
He was pulling. He was pulling.
Nah, for sure.
They thought he was
He's
going
trying to be humble right now.
Flooded for show. Okay, we see it.
All right.
Nah, I lived here for 1 year in the 6th grade. I didn't fucking know anybody. It was 1 year I lived here around a bunch of white people. I wasn't used to that shit.
They
Listen.
probably still talk about it. Where they're like, bro, do
Yeah.
you remember Isaac?
no
He was
facts.
fast, man. They got
They-
crazy.
They thought he's gonna play on the Chargers.
Once 8th grade hit, I was never fast for my age a day in my life ever again. I was fast until I was 12, and then I stopped getting fast.
No,
A flip
that's
switch.
hilarious.
That's tough.
All right, listen, Killeen Killer Athlete of the Year. Look at this guy right here.
Yep.
5-star athlete.
7th grade. This is the first year I lived in Killeen. This is 7th grade.
So what's going
This
on
is
in the
age
picture on the
12.
right?
Bro, this is age 12, height 4'10.
That's
Position
so-
running back.
Is that your weight?
Were you really a running back?
Yeah, it was 7th grade football.
Were you 93 pounds?
I remember I was fast in 6th and 7th grade. This is when I stopped being fast, but at the time I was quick.
39 is such an ugly number. It's disgusting.
No aura.
Listen, that was Danny Woodhead's number. I was a Chargers fan. He played for the Chargers at that
Shout
time.
out Denny Woodhead. Good pull.
And that's why I'm 39. I'm not joking. I was 39 because there was only so.
trust me, I believe you. I know you're not lying.
Wait, also look at the catch. He's doing like a toe tap, like a toe drag.
He is.
Like he
they're
was
having-
able to get
Okay.
that completion, like 100%.
That was my question.
Look at that helmet. The fucking fat ass helmet. The big old.
That's Antonio
What's that?
Holmes right there.
So wait, so what was the highlight
Antonio.
of your 7th grade year in football? What was like the best play you ever made? And also the worst.
Uh,
What's the most embarrassing? Did you get flattened out or what?
7th grade, I don't have a bad play. I had a game-winning touchdown for one game. 8th
Oh,
grade
shit.
though. 8th grade, I switched to outside linebacker and I was a edge rusher. And one time, I got behind the play. The quarterback got the snap, went through his hands behind him. Ball's bouncing back. I'm full head of steam. I scoop it up. I run 20 yards ahead of me to end zone. Nobody in front of me. Nobody behind me. It's just me. Scoop up a fumble. I fall down at the 10-yard line.
No,
I just fall on my face. I scoop it, I run, whoa, and I just fall on my face and don't score a touchdown for no reason.
Danny Dime style. That's crazy.
Yeah, I just fall for inexplicable reasons. I just trip over my own feet. I was getting ahead of myself.
how was your
Wow,
middle
game-winning
school
touchdown,
like football
though.
career?
Crazy.
7th grade, I was on B team, running back. So uneventful. 8th grade, I was. So listen, from 7th grade through 12th grade, once I hit like 11th, 12th grade, I wasn't good anymore. I stopped growing. I was too small to be good on varsity when I hit that age.
Just Brandon Jacobs, just running
No
into
Yeah,
facts.
type shit. But 8th grade, listen, 8th grade is when kids aren't big yet. And I was really clever and really quick as an edge rusher. So 8th grade, we had these undisciplined ass 6'2" linemen. They're just these large 8th graders.
eating
They
them
suck. They're
alive.
athletic. I was cooking them with spin moves, swims. I was an 8th grade prodigy on the edge rush.
He had to run through.
I was a beast in 8th grade.
was
Then I
Dwight
got to high
Freeney.
school and I stopped. I went to Live Oak Middle School. We had the best defense in the city.
Dude, that sounds fun
We
as
were
fuck.
cooking.
Wait,
No, it is fun as hell. When everybody's unskilled, and listen, 8th grade, I had some brains. All I knew was like, I do this one thing, do it again and again and again. They can't stop it. Those 8th grade O linemen were doofuses. Like, I just won with slightly above average IQ in the 8th grade.
I ain't
Oh
gonna
my
lie.
goodness.
I need to see some footage. I need
need
some
the huddle
footage.
tape.
wait.
The
I
huddle,
need
the huddle
tape.
for sure.
Yeah.
And then I got to high school, and freshman, I was good on freshman team, same reasons. But then I got older and listen, this is 6A football in Texas. I played with people that went to Alabama and LSU.
Nah, facts,
Once
bro.
I hit a certain age, I didn't keep growing, getting taller. I could not play varsity.
Who do you
I
think
was
is the
useless.
best player that you ever played against or with?
Against or with?
CD
Like,
Lamb?
dude made it to
One of my
Alabama.
teammates made the NFL. I don't. He didn't. I don't think he did a whole lot, but he made the NFL. He was a year younger than me. And I played with a lot of people that went D1, but I don't think anybody that's like amazing. Like we have a friend that played against CD Lamb famously. Nobody like that, but there's a lot of people in our city that went D1.
Will.
You're at it doing like that.
And then I
And
think there's,
listen, this era, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, demon.
Ooh, baseball.
look at this all-star, bro.
Bro, your parents made
Listen.
sure you was active. Oh my
Exactly.
god.
I was flicked up too. I just pictures of everything.
No, that's a great picture. They got
love
the
this.
look
This
at
is
the
cute.
background. Again, we don't do it like this anymore. I'm telling you.
This is Sammy Sosa.
We don't.
I like this.
That's cute. I'll put that picture on my fridge. For sure.
Yeah, me too. Honestly,
This was 2nd grade, I believe.
were you
Okay,
like
so-
were you like all-star?
I was horrendous at baseball. So I had a problem. So football, I had those golden years when I was 12 through 15, then it fell off. Baseball, I was always terrible. I was atrocious. I'm really short as a kid, obviously too. So I'd get hit with pitches a lot because I have a small little strike zone, and they hit me all the time. I would get pelted in the thighs every 5 seconds in the 2nd and 3rd grade. So I got to the point where I hated that.
Just imagine
Every time
it.
I swung, you swing, you lead with your left foot and follow through. I would instinctively step my left foot super far back because I was like dodging getting hit because I was tired of it. And it became like a mental block. Every single time I swung, I stepped my left foot way too far to the left. So when you swing, you just have no chance angle-wise of hitting the ball.
Yeah.
I struck out like every play because I could not step forward. My coaches are like, just don't step to the outside and you'll hit the ball, I promise. I was like, I'm trying.
You're like, I'm dying out
Like,
here.
it was a crazy mental block. I just could not stop stepping outwards. Like looking back, I was a moron for not being able to figure that out.
I mean, you were just responding to
You had
I mean,
fear in your
people,
heart.
people
You were
are
a
throwing
kid.
at you. Like you're 7
Yeah.
years old getting hit with a baseball.
yeah, I was 7.
Maybe
if I
whoever
was
was
like 10
pitching
or
it was a
11,
real asshole.
yeah, they just hated me. Listen, if I was 10 or 11, I would have figured that out and probably been decent.
Wait, don't they put you on the machine in like 3rd grade?
no,
Hold
no,
on, my
no.
camera just turned off. Fuck.
Oh
No
my god.
space on memory card. How?
This is bozo.
You didn't clear the bitch out.
Wait, they don't. Wait, they don't put you because when you were saying you were getting hit, I was thinking that they were just like angling the pitching machine.
They're picking on him.
2nd grade is the first year of fast pitch. This is when they get you off the machines, off of underhand. This is when kids actually pitch.
Oh my
Those
god.
motherfuckers were not accurate. They could not throw in my strike zone.
Yeah, I never thought about that. I never thought that I didn't think height mattered like that in like baseball.
It really, I mean, maybe I'm just unlucky and got hit a lot, but yeah, I mean, a small strike zone. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean I only know cricket, so
No, they really don't take pictures like this anymore.
All right, we're back.
I'm not even gonna cut that. I'm gonna leave your technical difficulty in the
Yeah.
episode. Never do that, but a little behind the scenes.
Yeah, no.
This
that was
guy.
cool. Last pod was in there, but we move.
and that's it. That's all we have. Thank you, Isaac.
There we go. I wish I
Word.
had more hideous pictures to roast, but Sadly,
I got them.
My ugly phase wasn't in middle school, which makes it less impactful.
No. Trust me, I got them, but they will never be released.
No, my ugly face was in high school. I had ugly faces in high school for sure, but middle school
Oh.
pictures aren't too bad. I have your old YouTube videos, so tread lightly.
Everyone
They're
does.
downloaded on my
Trust
computer.
me. Everyone does. I ain't delete them hoes.
It's like a
That's
fucking
not
no,
my-
bro. This is an
Oh
arms
no,
race.
you
This is a
privated
Cold
some
War.
of them. You privated some of them. I'll tell you that, and they're downloaded on my
No,
computer.
no, I promise you, they're all out. Do you want to do this right now, or you want to
He
do?
started stuttering. He started stuttering.
They're all out. Trust me.
Guys, trust me.
When we're like 30 years old, we're gonna release them.
The shit on my laptop will make your fucking head spin of Mo.
And that's a massive.
You know what else? We're gonna.
Pause.
That was funny to me. No, that was funny. W joke. It's time! Crown Eaters. Pull them hoes out. Isaac, get equipped. Nikhil, get equipped. Donovan, you have no bag.
I don't-
Mr. Bagman yourself, you
I
have
don't
no
have-
bag.
I don't have a crayon. I'm sorry.
Crown
Send
Eaters,
me one.
rejoice!
Send me one.
Buy one. The fuck?
Send me one. What do you mean?
This is to you! TikTok time, let's go.
Welcome to Crayon Eater Corner, aka TikTok time, aka the part that 11-year-olds come for. We're once again beginning with the draft. This time we're going to do a draft of an NBA lineup with only players who are retired and played for one team in their entire career.
Yo, I just burped and it was disgusting. Let's go.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Wow.
So you guys know how it works by now. We're drafting point guard through center. The only stipulation is this player had to have never changed teams in their entire career, and the career has to be over. Doesn't matter how long it was, they just got to be retired and play for one team. The draft order is Donovan, me, Mo. Donovan, where are we going with the first pick?
With the first pick, give me Kobe Bean Bryant at my shooting guard.
Snore. Could have got
I'm
more
glad you did that.
creative.
I'm glad you did that. You picked the second best scorer here. Give me the first best scorer. Give me Larry Bird at my small forward.
You gotta have that. I'm locking him up.
Okay. Larry
Not
Bird,
locking
I
up the
like
legend.
that. Okay.
Says who?
I
Give me
think
the
I'm
Great White
gonna-
Hope.
Great position right now. So at my 5, give me Tim Duncan, and at my 4, give me Dirk Nowitzki.
Oh, thank God. Thank God you did that. Give me Larry's running mate, rival, decade, co-pioneer, Magic Johnson.
Okay. Okay.
I forgot he only played with the Magic, and then not Magic, but Lakers, and then he retired for
Yep.
yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Well, at my point guard, give me Isaiah Thomas. And at my
too
center,
small. Post it up.
all right, relax. And then at my
Back him
center,
down.
give me David
shot.
Robinson.
Fuck, man. I was praying you forgot about him somehow.
Come on, man.
Robinson,
Y'all let me
okay.
get him. It would have been over. Okay, I like what you got going, dude. Your fit's real good so far.
Yeah.
I'm on the topic of the best winners of all time. Give me Bill Russell on my center.
Okay.
I can't say
respect it.
anything. So shut up.
Yeah, you better not. Salute. It's an automatic win. We respect our troops.
Exactly.
Okay. So
Mr. Mojo 99, who was your back-to-back picks?
back to back. My first back to back pick is gonna be Reggie Miller. I need his spacing. My spacing is beautiful right now.
No.
And then at my 3, I need another spacer. Like I have a clear cut recipe. Reggie Miller's gonna be my 1. At my 3, give me
Your
Tony
1?
Kukoc. Yeah, Reggie Miller's gonna be my 1.
Ew.
All right, you got it.
Yeah.
And then
And who
And
else you
then
pick?
3, at my 3, Tony Kukoc.
Okay.
Yeah. I love the spacing.
Nikhil, how do you spell
All
Kukoc?
right. Let me save you. Oh, you got
shit.
it.
You got it.
Let's go.
He looked it up.
W producer.
Oh,
No,
you
he
cheated.
didn't.
He looked it
Okay.
up.
Okay, I need to shoot. I need shooting as well. I'm gonna run Larry Bird the power forward. Give me another old head, John Havlicek at the 3.
Okay.
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 that's fine.
I got,
Not moved.
I got these old man shooters.
No one can put a name to that face, but okay, let's do it.
You think they can to Tony Kukoc?
For sure, Tony during the MJ era, of course.
They
How many bars is
is
Tony Kukoc in compared to John Havlicek? No one rapping about John Havlicek.
Who's rapping about Kukoc? You know a specific bar about him?
Polo G, what the fuck? Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Listen, obviously, all of these guys are retired. They all played in the olden days, so my team will fit. At power forward, give me big game James Worthy at my power forward. And at my small forward, give me the doctor. Give me Julius Erving.
Ooh, okay.
Julius Erving. Wait, did he only play with one NBA team?
Yeah.
I forget.
76ers and Nets. ABA, is that?
ABA.
We know.
76ers and Nets.
But one was in the ABA.
Exactly.
Was he not with that team? So when the first year of the merger, he switched to one team and stayed there?
He played with the 76ers in the NBA.
Okay. I guess you can have that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
if it was me, I would have been doxxed.
Yeah, he was a Philly the whole time. He switched with the merger. Okay.
Slimy.
It's a gray area. It's a gray area, but you can have it.
We'll let you pass for now. All right.
I'm going to take it.
Listen. I don't know if this is the best fit, but the talent's undeniable. I'm going to assemble the big three of pasty princes. Give me Jerry West and my shooting guard.
I like that.
Oh my God, that was my pick. Damn, I tried to throw you
Incorrect,
off
it was
by
my
putting
pick.
I put Reggie Miller at point guard for a reason. Damn.
You never stood a chance.
You messed up putting Reggie Miller at point guard.
Shit.
3 strikes, you're out. You've always been out.
I never knew you would do this. Jerry West, my GOAT. Don't go. Damn.
We're cooking up mean tuna salads on my team.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you are. Okay, cool. You know what? It is what it is. Give you someone who is also a great playmaker and has just natural, great chemistry with Tim Duncan. Manu Ginobili, congratulations. You are on my team.
Nice.
2 lefty, 4.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh, man, you're...
Let me see.
Defensively,
I'm pulling
don't
up these
talk to
stats.
me. But on offense, we are cooking.
His backcourt combined averages less than 7 assists a game.
Okay, well,
That's
that's
insane.
flawed. You know that's flawed when it comes to Manu. Manu's a legit good passer.
He's a good passer. He's a cool shooting guard, but when you have Reggie Miller at point guard, it's kind of tough.
Listen, the ball.
You
Listen,
run the
I
ball
got
through Kukoc.
Spurs. No, I got Spurs DNA in my body. Don't know how to swing it. Ball movement. That's all that matters. We don't need a floor general.
You have
Fair enough.
nobody that can throw an entry pass to Dirk or Tim Duncan.
Manu's there. What are you talking about? That's his job.
What's
Greg
Kukoc's
Popovich
job?
will be in his ear.
What's
That.
Kukoc's job? Try to guard Julius Erving? Good luck.
Exactly.
Just that.
Yeah.
Where
How are you gonna
whoever
guard
offense on
Julius
Kukoc.
Yeah.
How are
your
you-
team,
how are you guarding
once
Julius
again,
Erving?
I got
sucks.
Larry Bird and John Havlicek. I'm fine.
Larry Bird can't do nothing. He can't.
Larry
jump
Bird
in.
is fried. Open
can't do
space. Are you
Larry
kidding me?
Larry Bird's a good defender. Now listen, am I guarding Kobe? No, but we live with that. You know, Magic can check Kobe. Fuck it, put the size on him.
Magic.
Hey, he does not want
Fried.
that. He does not want that.
So to recap for audio listeners, my team is Magic Johnson, Jerry West, John Havlicek, Larry Legend, and Bill Russell.
My
Fantastic.
team, Isaiah Thomas, young guy, or I guess older Isaiah Thomas, Kobe, Julius Erving, James Worthy, and David Robinson.
Again, nice team.
Great
My
team.
team, Reggie Miller, Manu Ginobili, Tony Kukoc, Dirk Nowitzki, and Tim Duncan.
My team would eat on 2K.
I ain't gonna lie, I just could not resist pairing up the Tim Duncan with Dirk Nowitzki. Those two would be. I just need to see them on the same team.
I actually don't know how Dirk would fit in Spurs basketball.
I think he would fit perfectly
He
fine.
would be great.
He would be.
Yeah, I mean,
perfectly fine.
obviously he'd be great.
It would be
He's
in a
fucking
different
Dirk
way.
and Tim Duncan, but
Yeah, it would be.
yeah,
like,
it would look,
great
that's what I'm
different
saying.
way.
It would look very different. He wasn't exactly a swing the ball type of guy. He's kind of a ball stopper to some degree compared to what the Spurs
Yeah.
did. Like, it would be different.
Greg Popovich will get him right.
He's
No
a real
worries.
ISO type of guy.
Yeah, a lot of people were back in the
I mean,
day.
he was playing
Not an
with
issue.
bums too. So
Yeah. I'm not saying it's a flaw. I'm just saying they play differently. It would be interesting.
why do you hate
Now
Dirk
that duo will
Nowitzki?
be deadly.
That's the
funny.
comments. Every time I criticize or make an observation of anybody that is not absolutely
Dude, why do you
positive. Why do you hate my favorite player? All right, man. Good draft. I don't know who won this one. It's kind of inconclusive. I just know it wasn't Mo.
I won.
Oh,
Next thing
for
we're
sure,
gonna
you're
do-
so wrong.
If you would have picked somebody else besides Kukoc, if you'd have picked anybody else, I would have been like, "Oh, your team's cooking."
You could have got John Stockton
Nah,
as
man.
point guard. You would have been good.
You know, I would never do that. If you know me, I would never.
I
do
was
that.
thinking that. I was just suggesting, but I was like, he would
Yeah,
never.
no. Yeah, I would never. He was right there. I was looking at him too, but I'm like, no.
Fucking Reggie Miller's point guard. I'd rather have anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna run back something we haven't done in quite a while. Last time we did it was at the NBA Combine when we interviewed some new 2024 NBA draft picks. We are gonna rate some NBA hair swaps from 1 to 10. So I'm gonna show you a player with a haircut they don't usually have in real life, and you're gonna rate from 1 to 10 how well it fits them.
Okay.
do it.
Are you ready?
Interesting. We haven't done these in a minute.
We haven't done it alone in quite a while, but this should be a good one. I made all these myself in Photoshop, so this should be a good one.
Okay, this is
in
carried
the
and
bag.
tended to with passion.
He's in the Duffy.
Yep. First off, we got LeBron James,
It looks like
the
something.
Killmonger cut.
It looks like something's growing on his head. It looks like I don't know. Just like some barnacles on his head.
and forth. I wear my
Some head back and algae. forth.
Oh my gosh. It does look like algae.
This is the cut they give to
Ugh.
every black character in every video game the last 10 years. It's always the fucking dreads coming forward.
I'm
Or
not-
to the
Miles
side.
Morales. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I'm not gonna lie.
Disgusting.
This really makes me uncomfortable. Can we switch slides? Like I'm really getting chills. This is nasty. Ugh.
So we give him a 5 out of 10.
Zero.
Nah.
Zero. I
Yeah,
can't look.
he looks mad Jamaican in this too. Not gonna lie. I don't know what it is.
Exactly.
Top of his
Fire
head just
feet out.
being exposed like that. Bumba Yeah, for sure. No. Mad Jamaican.
Bumba
Me blood. Yeah, nah. Get him out of here.
Should I say it too?
Yeah.
2. Because he looks real.
Okay, 2 out of 10. That's fair. This is definitely the worst one on here.
Eat Mac Curry Goat.
Next up, we got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander with the baldy.
He looks like
Does the aura
somebody.
withstand?
He,
Does the aura stay?
he looks like somebody. Who does he look like? Oh my
This is
god.
the
has
dad
a
from
shiny-
My Wife and Kids.
Yes. Yes. This is a Wayne's brother. That's what this is. This is Damon. This is Michael Kyle.
You did him. The extra spotlight on his head is disgusting, though.
It's so shiny.
Like, we get it, he's bald, but damn.
It's wax. It's like a bowling ball. We got the little buffer machine on there.
Just hella elbow grease in that bit.
he looks like Jarrett Jack. Like he'd be related to him.
He does look like Jared Jack. This is his
I don't know what it
predecessor.
is. Every time we see a ball player on these, they just look so devious. They just look like they're up to no good.
You know what it is?
Plot
He
it.
look- Alien versus
Lex
Predators.
Luthor.
He's one of them under that fucking mask right
He's
there,
a
bro.
xenomorph. Oh
Yes,
my god.
exactly.
Long ass head.
Yeah, that's the head. That's the head for sure.
I'm
Damn,
giving him a
Shay.
5 out of 10. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. The aura's still there a little bit.
0 because he loses half of his attributes as a player.
What is Shay without the braids?
Yeah, what is Shea without his braids? Loses his sponsorships, bro. Loses the coolness. Loses his followers. Loses the bars. It doesn't hit the same.
Converse is in shambles right now.
Exactly.
I forgot
But this is a
All right,
0
okay.
for sure. I hate it.
0. All right, next up, we got his teammate, Chet Holmgren.
I bet if he opened his mouth, he got no teeth. I just know it. Just hella tongue and gums. Ew. Hella tongue and gums. I seen someone who looked like this the other day.
Hey, what? God of War? It's like Thor.
No, in the
Oh my
streets of New
gosh.
York. I seen him.
Oh, damn, that was loud.
Oh my
Phone.
god. Nah,
Oh,
this
He looks
listen,
mad majestic. This is
This
a Norse god.
This is a different kind of Chet. This is not Chet Holmgren. This is Chet Hanks. This oh my god.
Nah, he can wield an axe. He looks like he could chop some trees down.
It looks like a Joakim Noah descendant.
I kind of fuck with it. It's kind of hard.
Stop it.
With the beard.
We've already discussed this. Any white person that has hair like this, they smell.
Smelly.
No, but it's not braids. It's more.
They smell.
It's like straight and long. It's kind of like. It's more like Thor type braid. It's
This-
not entirely
stop
like
it.
dreads.
This is either a smelly guy or this is Rebecca on vacation. I don't like it. It's a 2 out of 10.
I think if he pulled up on the court looking like this, his intimidation level would go through the roof.
Are you intimidated by this?
If I was trying to drive to the rim and I saw 7 feet of arms doing this with fucking coming out, I might be able to
It
say,
looks like Jack Sparrow.
Really? He does.
No, he looks like a predator. He looks
Yeah, not gonna lie.
I don't like that.
venomous.
I don't like that. This 2 out of 10 for me.
He squirts lethal liquid at you.
Ew.
With this hair. Ew.
Yuck.
They move too. Ew.
You know the Jurassic Park guy? It's like and shoots all over the guy's face in the first one.
Your image is
I'm giving this a
disgusting.
6. You're being too
He looks
generous.
acidic.
You're being
I give
too
it a
generous.
4.
Okay. Next up, we got Kyrie Irving with the mellow haircut.
How do I feel about this?
I feel like I've
He looks old
seen
as
something
hell.
like this.
It makes
He
him
looks
look
like
so much
he-
older with his young ass haircuts.
He peaked in high school for sure. This is not Kyrie Irving
definitely.
anymore. Yeah, for sure. This is a loser. Graduated high school or graduated college like 4 years ago, and he still be showing up to them parties. Get
You know-
it
Oh, yeah.
together.
He's all the Kappa party stuff.
Facts. He be shimmying. He be-
Gonna
I can't
Yeah,
do that
you
too
go
much.
here?
They gonna try and fight me.
beat your ass.
Exactly. They gonna come and fight me. I'm actually
She goes and
surprised.
jumps through the door like Kool-Aid Man.
I'm surprised Danny Green never did this.
No, Danny Green did
vibe
this.
is a terrible allegation.
He'll be out of the league. Have to be. Yeah, this is a terrible allegation too. If
No, he does. He looks like a fucking UFC fighter. They always have some crazy look going on.
if he does look
They
like
are
a
crazy
UFC fighter,
people.
look like he'll be giving people hella rib shots with his knee. Just ha 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 ha. I just see it already. Crazy as fuck.
I'm giving this a 2 out of 10. This looks desperate. This looks like midlife crisis.
Listen, this puts him in Danny Green conversations. 1 out of 10.
Damn.
Never go full Danny Green, haircut wise. All right, next up, Luka Doncic with the pigtails.
That boy look like a brat. Oh my god.
So he
He
did
looks
this?
like Cynthia from the Rugrats.
He did this?
It's kind of tough. Looks a little, getting a little European vibe.
Low key, like I can see this is a soccer player.
I was gonna say that's some Holland vibes.
Holland.
Yeah. He should be on the cover of BAFC. I like that.
It's a Brat Summer and Luka's playing along.
I see Luca. This is actually
It's a
look. This
brat
is the
son.
first great one we see.
I can't see.
He looks like
that.
Haley Van Lith, the kill set.
No, that's OD accurate.
You know what's funny? When I make this TikTok, I'm gonna cut out me saying the kill set, and I'm just gonna say he looks like Haley Van Lith. I'm gonna credit.
Don't
That's
worry.
And it's
wrong.
gonna be hilarious. The comments are never gonna know.
He has too much control.
I'm gonna give this a 7. I want to see it. You're talking about intimidation factor. Luka pulls up with the pigtails. What do you do?
I don't know.
Already,
I mean,
you're screwed.
be scared. You have no idea if, because you know, like, oh, he's mental. Like, if he's coming out the locker room looking like this, he's on something today.
If Luka had Joakim Noah's mentality, I'm not stepping near him.
He's averaging 80 a game. I wouldn't either.
All right, next one. LaMelo Ball with the majestic red.
Oh my god.
This is a Spaniard.
Looks like a Spaniard. Looks like an imaginary character. He looks like a
Looks like-
dragon.
This looks like Riff Raff.
A riffraff.
No disrespect. No disrespect to Riff Raff.
My main goal is to blow up and act like I don't know nobody.
This is on brand for LaMelo though. Let's be real. It is.
What brand is that?
He doesn't speak English, so it's just like heart spaceships.
this is the haircut of somebody who speaks in emojis.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a Lil Uzi Vert fan right here.
I'm
He
gonna
looks like a
give
comic
this-
book character.
Yeah. You ever seen well there's a show on Disney Channel or Nickelodeon with this dude named Jake and he turned into a dragon.
Jake,
I know you're talking
Jake the
about.
Teenage Dragon?
Yes. Hard. He looks like a character. One of them villains.
He does. Now this guy looks like he's gonna fight Shang-Chi.
This is a 10 to me. I ain't gonna lie. I like this look.
What?
It looks realistic.
So shocked.
Realistic.
I'll go 10.
Oh,
I'll go 10.
4 out of 10. You guys are out of your fucking mind.
He
All right,
needs
next
this.
up,
He needs to cover his tattoos.
we got Steph Curry balding.
This is dad.
Hanging on.
This is Del.
Hanging on to the back.
This is Del Curry. Like, this is a real person. That's what he looks like.
This is a glimpse into the future.
Exactly. But Steph,
He's holding
can't-
onto it for dear life in the back. He got the low taper fade on the baldy.
Low taper fade on the baldy tells me you be fixing ACs. Oh my god, look very handy. But
Now,
damn,
people like this that they're basically bald, but they get an edge up in the middle of their head. It's diabolical.
you're just taking up hella time and space in the barbershop. Why?
I know, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
have you seen
do that shit at home?
Have you seen the reverse fades where people have the packs on the back and they get those faded up?
Oh my god, no.
It's crazy. I'm gonna send you one after. It's-
On one note, is realistic. On the other note, all his aura is gone. All of it.
If he was just straight up bald and grew out the beard a little bit, there would be a little bit of aura in there. You're in your old man phase, but he's in his undeniable old man phase. And undeniable old man.
he can never lose
Yeah,
his
Doc
hair.
Rivers face.
He looks sick. So
He was like Christian Bale in that movie.
listen,
It's a 3 out of 10.
Wardell, book that flight. Don't ever go bald. Right? If you have to get the man unit, by all means, you have the
Ooh,
pass.
Curry with the weave is diabolical.
Curry gets the man weave
All
pass.
right. That's too much. Weave? Come on now.
All right, next up, I think I got one more. Oh, that's the last one.
Those are funny.
Oh man, that's good. Next thing we're gonna do a tier list. Bringing it back. It's been a few weeks.
What?
We're gonna talk about something I don't think we ever talked about before. At least not straight up. We're gonna talk about NBA villains, players that people love to root against. People maybe root for them, whatever it may be. They made themselves villains in one way or another, and we're gonna put them in a tier list based on how great of a villain they were for their era.
Okay.
How great was their villain run? What did they accomplish as a villain? What type of fear did they instill? Whatever it may be.
Okay.
So, real simple. Let's put the best NBA villains of all time into a tier list. First off, we got to start with the most devious man in the NBA, Kevin Garnett.
Oh, this guy.
I mean,
I don't even know if he was
S-tier.
a villain as much
Just
as
an asshole.
just a menace, right? Like that's different. Because I don't think people like hated him like that. So I'm gonna give him again.
Ask Carmelo Anthony how he feels about his villainness.
Hey man, listen. I'm not here to speak on that, right? That was never confirmed. And
KG's got to be A tier. That man is a motor mouth. He is ridiculous. It has to be A tier.
yeah, I'll give him a tier.
I want to give him S, but I'll let y'all rock. You can put A.
Okay, there's bigger assholes out there.
Really?
Wilt Chamberlain, perhaps the meanest guy in NBA history.
That's
Isn't
more
there a
off the court,
story?
though. That's more off. The
Yeah, isn't
court.
there a story of like Wilt spinning down on somebody when they asked like how's the weather up there, and he was like, I don't know.
Yeah, Kareem said he did it in an
I don't know,
elevator.
what do you know? And he spit down at somebody. That's so crazy, bro.
You'd have to
But
get
being an
you'd
off the
have
court
to get
asshole-
you'd have to get a punch to your gut. Like if I'm already down there, just a straight jab.
But you're in the elevator, you're cooked because he's gonna boop, boop, boop. Like you getting a jab in, cool, but you're cooked.
See, now I know that you've been watching movies in the middle of the day recently, right? Have you seen the Captain America where they have the fight scene in the elevator? That would be me against Wilt.
Do you have hands like that?
Listen,
Against Wilt? I'm
don't
taking
find
Prime
out.
Wilt.
Don't find out. You don't know what I you don't
Where we
know-
going with Wilt?
You don't know what I'm like. We'll
This
go
one
B.
would B. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, most of us off the court. B's fair. What do you want to do with Miami LeBron?
He was
When he turned on Cleveland,
people hated him.
Honestly,
people hated him to his bones.
Not for great reasons though. Not for great reasons.
Doesn't matter. He played into it. That man was a villain for 4 years.
I'll give him C.
Only C.
Only C. I'm only counting the first year in Miami as the villain.
Mm.
Because right after that, he was like, yeah, I'm not the villain. Like I can't do this.
You're right.
So really,
Yeah, he quickly shifted back to the hero. He wasn't built for that life.
it really should be
Yeah.
F. He quit being a villain after 1 year. He lost in the finals, had his worst finals performance ever. He wasn't great as the villain.
Sounds like an F tier to me. He sounds like a failed villain.
He
Fake
folded.
villain, fake demon. That's what he was.
He folded.
F tier for LeBron. Not a
Yeah.
good villain. He wanted too badly to be the hero. All right, let's go to this GOAT counterpart. Where do we go with Michael Jordan?
Oh, he thrived on it. He loved being the villain.
Mm.
You put
He was
Michael
built to be a villain.
exactly. You put Michael Jordan in S tier.
Bro, an
He was the
entire
complete
generation of superstars won 0 rings besides Hakeem because this motherfucker was gatekeeping them. That's me. That's a villain right there.
He was also psychotic too. Punched the shit out of his teammates.
That's good. That's good villain points.
Yeah, yo, teammate for sure. He's a villain.
All right, well, we're on the topic. Draymond Green.
Also, S tier. If you punch a teammate, yes.
Automatic S tier.
Internal
Bro.
and external villainous, yes, you're S tier.
It's like an automatic March Madness bid. You punch a teammate, you're S tier villain.
100%.
Has highlight reel of just straight violence in the NBA during regulation on the clock. Crazy. Put him in S tier.
On the clock.
Yeah,
Workplace
company
violence
time.
is outrageous.
yeah, exactly, bro.
In front of the shareholders? Oh
And
my God.
bro, during the 40 hours, crazy work.
You let middle management see? Unbelievable. S tier. All right. We're going to go Trae Young, the New York killer.
Yeah, he was
had
just
a-
a
he had a
villain
short
for that
run.
1 year.
Yeah, he had a short run. I'll give him. I will say, it
That
had
1 year though was crazy.
it had been a long time since the league had a villain, and Trae Young instantly stepped into it. He reveled in it. I'm gonna put him in A. I think Trae Young is.
Hey, okay.
I think Trae Young.
The
is
amount
actually
of real
a
estate,
good
it's
villain.
been years. Yeah, it's been years in the city of New York still saying F you, Trae Young. He has real life real estate, real life trauma embedded in a lot of New York Knicks fans' heads.
I mean, that's more symbolic.
It's been some
than
years.
anything,
Listen, he may not have the longevity, but not every villain has their villain moment to the level he did. It's like Kawhi's 2019 ring. He got his one big moment, his one villain chip, and then fell off, but the villain chip still happened.
Yeah. In the league today, it was what was needed.
This man bowed in front of the Garden after eliminating them.
Yeah.
I still can't stand this man. Put him in A tier.
All right. Patrick Beverly.
Oh, this guy just sucks.
Probably more
He
of a
was
pest than a
promoting-
villain.
Bro was promoting his podcast to a lady. Oh, he didn't want to talk to a reporter because he didn't want to go ahead and report to promote his podcast. He's lame.
But he was so villainous, he got deported. That's pretty crazy.
I'm going S tier. Pat Bev, while he has had some decent moments in the NBA, that's literally all he's known as. Is just a villain. When you call Patrick Beverly to bring him on your roster, it's for the one reason to go out and be a menace and be a villain. You got
So,
A
man,
tier.
we need some
Yeah.
bastards on our team. Call up Pat Bev. That's what they do.
You got A tier.
It's like the villains call up the Penguin. It's like, listen, we need some hitters. Come with us.
Yeah. But
Recruiting the Riddler.
is he really S tier though? Because
No, he's A tier.
he's not. But he's not good though, or he's not like great.
So,
You love to hate him.
yeah. A tier.
yeah,
cool.
you're right.
A tier.
But okay.
This is a villain tier list, not a skill tier list.
Exactly.
His villain has nothing to do with the skill level.
But
All
the
right, I'm
villains
bearing
up
the
there
lead.
actually were great though. But we can
So,
keep it.
all right, let's go. I'm bearing the lead with the guy we got to talk about. Bill Lambier,
This is
Way ahead of his time. Way ahead of his time.
triple S, the top of the S, double S, whatever you want to call
Exactly.
it, breaks our scale. The most obvious S tier. You want to talk about punching people in the face and violence on the clock? Bill Lambier is the first thing that comes to mind.
yeah.
He's the
he's
embodiment
S
of that. For sure.
You want to talk about a nuisance on and off the court like Pat Bev? Bill Lambier. You want to talk about violent? Bill Lambier. You want to talk about unlikable? Bill Lambier. It's pest through and through.
He got it.
He's one of
He's been a villain for generations.
I don't
He'll
even
never
know
stop.
if villain is the right way to describe him. I would say felon. Who
He
just happens
promises
to
he'll
be
never stop
employed
going in.
basketball.
Still going in.
I never stop. I'll build for this.
It's him and Rich Homie Quan.
That's hilarious. No way.
Lifestyle. All right, keep going.
Kevin Durant.
He ruined basketball for a lot of fans for
For
several
3 years, he ruined basketball. That's pretty high up on the list.
This
Yeah.
man, we could have had a rivalry, legitimate, just one-on-one, LeBron versus Steph. And here KD come in, ruined the
Man.
whole thing, messed it up. Yeah, put him.
That could have been better than Jordan. That could have been Magic versus Bird V2. And we had to come in and bring this mercenary. Unbelievable.
Thanks,
He's
Kevin.
mercenary.
What? A?
This hired gun.
A tier?
Honestly, it might
Low-key
be S
S tier.
because like he real life broke so many fans' hearts, and
Yeah.
he did
That is
basketball sin.
That is true.
Committed
He shaped a
basketball sin.
generation of basketball with his villainy. Like it's obviously S tier.
Yeah, he broke so many unwritten rules. Like
That's true.
he's S.
And
tier.
he was like a fan favorite hero turn villain. That gives you extra points. People turned on him hard.
It's like an Anakin, Darth Vader type of thing.
Literally. You either die a hero or you live long enough to turn into Kevin Durant.
Bar.
I like S. I like S.
All right. Meta World Peace.
This is S tier. This is S tier. He will fight you.
Damn.
I just think all the violent guys got to be S tier.
Exactly. He will fight you on the court. He will fight you in the stands. He will fight you off the court. He will give you an elbow to the head. He will jump over the scores table, catch a beer, and throw it right back at you. He doesn't care. He does not care.
Listen, depending on what part of the country you live in, the cicadas outside are loud as hell at night. That's been James Harden's night every day for the last 12 years since he album him of the year. He's never stopped hearing those cicadas.
That man be tweaking in the playoffs.
Oh
No
my
wonder
God.
why. That makes so
That's
much
why he missed all
sense.
those threes. He was He's always thinking his phone's going off. He's confused.
Yeah, it makes sense, bro. Whenever, it makes complete sense. Makes complete sense.
Dennis Rodman.
Was he even a villain like that? Like I know people didn't really
Oh
like
yeah,
him like
Bad
that.
Boy days.
He was
Bad
violent
Boy
for sure.
days,
He was
a
dirty.
menace.
Definitely dirty.
He's just a wild boy. You know,
Now, Bad Boy days, he had no regard for his body, toss himself around, pissing everybody off. At least B tier.
yeah, just a wild
Now,
guy.
He's known for a lot, but before the Bulls era, he was mainly known for how crazy he was and how just
Yeah, bro.
reckless he
The
was.
Bulls saved his career. He was almost out of the league because he was such a wild boy. GMs couldn't even tolerate it anymore. Like he was such
Yeah.
a villain. Teams were like, I cannot employ you. I'm scared.
But you're not talking about that. You're talking about Detroit. He was just a hard hat guy coming to work, right? Had his lunch
Hard
bell,
hat guy.
peanut butter and jelly. Just want to get down to work, get down to brass tacks, right? That's all he wanted to do. He just wanted to dive into.
If
the
there was a
sand.
rule that permitted pistol whipping in game, he would do it.
Oh my God.
I mean,
just heard
wouldn't
what
you?
said.
I'm just saying,
It was so delayed for me.
if that was allowed, right?
You said, wouldn't you? What are we talking about right now?
It would even the playing field. LeBron
Listen,
is
you play the game to win.
6'9" and can jump 40 inches. I can't do that. But you listen, you give me a tool.
The bottom.
Listen, come down the lane, LeBron, if you want. I dare you. I dare you.
Dennis Rodman B tier. That's fair. Larry Bird.
He talks
Elite
so
shit
much
talker.
shit.
Where are we going?
He's not A. I mean, he's not S for sure. Can't be S. Impossible.
Nah. Not enough violence. But listen, we might throw a hip or two. He's teetering.
Yeah, for sure. But that's just
I think a lot
Midwestern
of
white boy basketball. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. A lot of his villainous just came from black hate. You know, like it was just a lot of people just being like, man, this white boy can't be that good, right? And he's like, no, I actually am that good. They're like, oh, you suck. I hate you.
You're like, God damn it, he's right.
I think a lot of that.
He's like a cool C. He was
Okay.
cold for sure.
Okay, maybe he's not that villainous. That's fair.
Yeah.
Man, we have a lot of S tier, but how can you deny any of their S tier capabilities?
Yeah, KD ruined a whole not a generation of basketball, but 5-year span of basketball. Meta World
Shit, that's a
Peace.
generation to me.
Meta World Peace. Why?
That's the era.
That is
Bill
a-
Laimbeer, Draymond Green, Michael Jordan. We can't put them any lower.
Nope. And this is the definitive NBA villains tier list. I was thinking about adding Dylan Brooks, but I was like, that's disrespectful. He is not that important. I couldn't think of who else. Who else should I have added?
Ooh, Rasheed Wallace.
Rasheed's what? Good B tier?
That's a good one.
A tier?
Yeah. I mean, listen, Bruce Bowen kicked the guy in the face.
I forgot about Bruce Bowen.
Wait, I gotta look
Okay.
that up. That's so funny.
You've never seen that? It's hilarious.
It's not top of mind right now.
He's shooting a jump shot. He jumps up and kicks him in the
Yeah.
face.
Wally Zerbiak got him with the pump fake, and Bruce was like, ah! Like he just got him.
And straight up, he runs, jumps, and kicks him in the face.
No. Oh my god! I just saw this live. What the fuck?
Man.
Nah, he got him.
All right, man, that's enough villain talk. Next thing we're gonna do, Mo, I think you have some Ant-Man propaganda to spew.
Here we go.
Yes. We're gonna go back to rating things, but this time I got some highlights specifically for you guys to rate on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of how impressive they are. So,
Okay, and they're all from Anthony Edwards.
all from Anthony Edwards. You're gonna see a combination of maybe dunks, maybe a block or whatever. You'll see what's in the bag right now. So,
Okay.
I want you to rate these Anthony Edwards highlights on a scale of 1 to 10. Let's see rate them based on how they're impressive they are.
Okay.
So first up, we got Anthony Edwards pointing at Reggie Jackson after he crossed him over.
Ooh.
Yeah, to draw attention. He's like, don't think we can see that shit.
See,
I wish he would have like sunk a 3. This would be a lot
Yeah.
better if he made a shot right after. It's still dope, but it would have hurt so bad. It would be an all-time highlight if he drilled that 3.
dropping
It's even
somebody
more-
is crazy, but
Mhm.
like pointing at somebody, we only see that for real in like high school mixtapes. Like
Yeah.
you really to be that level of disrespectful in the NBA. That's just oh my gosh. That's
It's kind of funny that he stopped the play, he gathered himself and was like, I see you, and then went back to playing basketball.
Yeah, that's that player development. That was a terrible shot that he took right after that as well. He just ruined
He
everything,
ruined the flow
bro.
of the play, but it was hilarious.
Yeah. He was like, like one of them
As a
park videos.
highlight, it's a 3 out of 10. Have better basketball IQ, but disrespectful, 10 out of 10.
we're
I
talking
agree.
about basketball
I agree.
IQ and highlights.
See, it is
We're
impressive though
losing
because,
recipes.
bro,
It wasn't even a
Reggie,
highlight. He didn't make a basket.
Reggie Jackson wasn't even his
He made a
primary
dude
defender.
hit the floor.
And
then
it wasn't
what?
even his primary defender, too. Impressive if you ask me. That is embarrassing. Damn, both knees on the ground like that? Oh my God, that thumbnail was crazy.
Reggie's just like grabbing him. He's like, trying to stop himself from falling.
Reggie Jackson starts playing Twister after this crossover. What do we talk? This is clearly like at least a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, he's about to pray.
I think 7's passable. 7's passable.
Okay.
All right, next up,
So I won't get crossed like this again. Inshallah.
we got Ant-Man embarrassing John Collins. Decimate.
I mean, 10, obviously. This is one of the best dunks in modern NBA history. Of the last 5 years, this is one of the best dunks you've ever seen. We've said it many times. Literally dunking a man into head trauma, into a concussion, is next level disrespectful.
Hurting yourself in the process, next level. This is
You love the game so much. You want to inflict so much pain. You're willing to sacrifice your wrist. 10 out of 10.
it's a car
Yeah.
crash. That's what this is. This is a car crash. Why would
This belongs on an NFL big hits mixtape. They don't even allow this type of violence in the NFL anymore. This would be a flag for unnecessary roughness.
I wonder what possessed Anthony Edwards to jump from that far, thinking that he could make a play
God.
like that.
he just saw a dude?
It
in
only
his way.
makes sense. It only makes sense. This is a 10, right? Clear as day.
Immediate 10.
10 out of 10.
The clearest of 10. The best play of his career, probably.
Okay, I like that. Next up, we got Anthony Edwards self-oop. This is nice.
Let me see. See, a lot of these like self alley oops, I've seen it a lot, so they kind of have been devalued a little bit to me. But
Snatch back. Oh my God.
Oh.
Hezzy tween. Up and under.
never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. This is not devalued
That
at
was
all.
messy.
This is a 10 out of 10. That was a disgusting move. I'm so
He was
sorry.
about to hate.
I'm so sorry.
To get him on the pump fake, and some people would shoot the hard jumper, some people would pass it, keep it moving.
Oh my
he said,
gosh.
nah, I got me. I'm going to set myself up. 10 out of 10. This is glorious.
Oh my goodness. If
I ain't
Rudy
gonna
Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns weren't on the Timberwolves, I would be a Timberwolves fan. This guy is ridiculous. This is crazy. Oh my God.
Just the athleticism is ridiculous.
10 out of 10. This move right here was the reason why the Memphis Grizzlies got rid of Xavier Tillman. Saying, now we
Show it
can't have
again.
this on our roster no more.
Show it again.
Ooh.
Well, I just want to
nasty,
watch it.
bro.
This is glorious.
You guys talk. I just
His
wanna
pace
watch
is
it.
ridiculous on this play.
Oh.
Pace is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
he's fast as hell.
Oh my God. The
Stupid.
acceleration, deceleration like that is ridiculous.
Bro, he jumped from far as shit out. That's some vertical.
Yeah, in traffic too.
Don't jump.
Easy
dummy.
10.
Oh my God. From the free throw line?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're,
looks like Blake Griffin.
you're an idiot.
10 on 10
That
on
was nice.
10. And next up, we got the greatest dunk of all time that didn't count.
See, it's a lot of dunks.
Okay. Coming down lane against the Miami Heat.
Oh, look at that.
I don't know if I've seen this one.
Duncan Robinson.
Oh,
Are you
backdoor cut?
stupid? Why are you?
Damn!
Oh my God.
Gabe Vincent
Gabe
died.
Vincent better be lucky that ref is a coward. 'Cause
That
this
ref
was
is a hoe.
Wait, run that back. Once again, Duncan Robinson. Are you dumb? Why are you pressing that high? You know you are not that fast.
Now, what makes
And then
it
he
so
looks
much
down
worse?
at him. He
Staring
wanted to step
down.
over. Yeah, but he
Bro,
wanted to step over, but Gabe Vincent's fucking. He wiggled his way out of there real fast. He didn't let it happen.
And I ain't gonna lie, he put his hand on the palm of his forehead, bro.
Oh my goodness. He stared at him too. Nope. No punches were thrown. Nobody pushed him. Yeah, the Heat are not. They're not made like that. Heat culture is fake.
Now,
This is
remember,
at least a 9 out of 10, despite it being 0 points.
it didn't count. Yeah, you're still giving it a 9 out of 10, even though it's not going to be.
Don't
an
care.
NBA
He looks
history?
so young with this
Wow.
haircut.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Listen, the ref made the bad decision, not Anthony Edwards.
Oh my
Palm in the head. Oh my god,
Bro,
violent, violent.
this is forced nuts in face.
Get the gun.
Reinforced via hand.
Do you believe me now that we need pistol whipping in the NBA? You can't let this happen. You can't let this happen. The very next play. Come on. Come on.
Oh man.
Oh my God. This is the NBA's greatest teabag.
Oh man. I ain't gonna lie. Adam Silver should have suspended him if this would have counted. Maybe that ref did him justice by not counting this, bro.
And then he stomps on him on the way down. Oh my, Gabe Vincent. All right, we gotta get this guy off my team.
Oh wow.
He's ruined your team, or that's a 10, bro. I'm sorry.
We've got to get Gabe Vincent out of here.
That is a 10. That is a 10. That is a 10, bro. Next up, we got
Get the
Anthony
gun.
Edwards block versus the Indiana Pacers.
Okay.
Run this.
Happened this past season.
Look at this.
I don't think I remember this one.
They
Let's see
said-
what happens here.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna tie the game.
Oh my God.
Once again.
Jumps
Bro, he-
literally out of the gym.
Once again.
That verticality is ridiculous.
You're injuring yourself. He's hitting his head on the backboard. He could have concussed himself. All for
And
the
y'all want
game.
to put
You ever see some crazy guy in a bar fight? You ever see a
Yeah.
crazy guy in a bar fight who's like, punching his head, slamming against the wall, just a maniacal motherfucker you don't want to touch?
Yeah.
This is Anthony Edwards. No regard for his body.
And like Nikhil said, this
Can we
was
run
for
that back?
game, bro.
Can we run that
This
back?
was for game.
This is crazy.
Is this guy?
Shea
like-
Gilgeous Alexander could never do this in his entire life. He doesn't have the hops for this. Instead, he got Chet back there to go and save his life.
Ooh.
I understand it.
This guy might, in another life, this guy would have been Ed Reed. He could have dominated as a free safety.
Shout out Ed Reed.
Good.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Oh
Look
my
at
He
that.
hit his
goodness.
head on the backboard.
That is Cam Chancellor.
All right, don't disrespect Cam like that.
What do you mean?
Cam different.
All right.
I still get nightmares
Yeah.
about Cam Chancellor. We can't do that.
I love that team, man.
All right. So is this a 10?
I'm going 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. What are we thinking?
Is this
This is for game. This got to be a 10 out of 10. This
is
is
this
for
one
game.
of like the 10 most entertaining players I've ever seen in my life?
Yes, there's so many 10s.
Yeah.
Elite highlight reel.
If you think this is a 10, next up, notoriously, we got Anthony Edwards dunk versus Yuta Watanabe.
I said that John Collins' dunk might be the best dunk of his career. I lied. This one might be better. This is ridiculous. This is the christening of Anthony Edwards as a superstar talent. I've never looked at Yuta the same. I'll say that.
Yuta's out the league now. He retired from the NBA basketball for a reason.
And that's all the butterfly effect from this play. This was the start of the downfall.
PR down the tone. He can't get no PT anymore because of this play. So he quit. I respect it.
He's lucky there was no fans in this arena, or he would have had the most embarrassing night of his life.
No, not gonna lie. It's even worse that there's no fans because now he's just sitting down with his thoughts. Like, damn, that
Facts.
really just happened.
It's
And all my
quiet.
teammates are not even helping me up right now.
Bro, everybody else on the team immediately looks up and is like, nah, I got to see that again. He's in disbelief that he did that.
Once
It's
again,
terrible.
we have an Anthony Edwards 10.
Ugh.
Yeah, he might.
yeah.
He might. He's on the trajectory right now for putting together one of the best highlight tapes of all time.
Rare air.
He's that guy.
All right, what's the next
All right.
play?
Next up, we got Anthony Edwards crossing over Dante Exum.
Oh,
Oh, made him draw. See, last time we saw a crossover, didn't result in a basket. This one
Yep.
did. Automatically gets higher. This is a 7 out of 10. For his standards.
Anthony
Dante
Edwards
Exum.
hits a 3 to cut it to 20. They're down by 23.
They're getting their
Yeah,
ass
I
whooped. At least he made the basket though.
He did.
Yeah. We
The
was
stakes weren't there, but we got him. We got a mid basket after crossover. That's more than we can ask
minus
for.
the scoreboard. This is like probably an 8.
Okay.
Nothing crazy.
How many we got
right?
left?
We got one more left, I believe. Next up, we got Anthony Edwards dunking on KD.
Uh-oh. Legend. I mean, student becomes a teacher?
Yeah, student
Passing of
becomes
the
a
torch?
teacher. I believe this happened in the playoffs as well, but I could be wrong.
Yes.
It was absolutely disgusting. Taking forever to
Yeah,
get
it's
this
the playoffs.
highlight. This happened during the playoffs makes it even more worse.
Look at the defense. Look at the defense by the
Look,
Timberwolves.
clamps.
Bringing the ball up.
Love
the
to see
court.
And
it.
look, he's just walking it up. He's like, oh, I'm
Surveying
his
the
time.
defense.
I'm finna dunk on him so hard.
Yeah.
Yep. And look at KD playing his
He's like,
role,
I'm
being
finna-
the
I'm
great
finna
help side
posterize
defender
him.
that he is.
He can't guard me. Oh, what are you doing? Don't jump!
Damn!
Don't jump!
He shoved KD so far in the air. KD was at the end of the restricted zone, ended up at the bottom of the baseline, like moved him out of the way. Listen, he has a lot of good dunks. So this is like the 5th best dunk of his career, but it's still a 9 out of 10.
It's crazy. I think what makes it better is that it's on KD. If this happened to someone like I
And
don't know,
KD
Houston
knows.
Rockets, it's like, all right, yeah,
Katie knows I can't jump with him. I just have to slide out the way. I'll go 8.
this is
I'll go 8.
8 or 9
Kevin Durant.
because it wasn't as much contact.
Yeah, if KD had jumped, it would be 10 out of 10. But he made the business decision. He got out the way. But this is really like, it's a rare like dagger dunk. Normally you see like dagger jump shots towards the end of playoff games. I know they only go up 4. As soon as he made this, it was like, all right, the T-Wolves got this game.
Yep.
It
This is
was
when we
over.
knew the championship window was open.
And this
That's what
dude
we
is
knew.
only 22 years old. Damn.
Unbelievable highlight tape already. Jesus.
Wow.
And that's the clip.
All right. Nice. We got one more video left before we get out of here. Before we end this long episode full of arguing and laughing.
That's
We're
all
going to talk
here.
about legacy.
Off
We're
season
going to get
is
real
here.
serious. Yeah. Legacy talk. Let's go. I'm going to name 2 NBA players. I want you to tell me who has had the better legacy so far.
All right, let's do it.
Talk to me.
Luka Doncic or Chris Paul? Who has accomplished more in their careers?
Why are we starting off like this?
We've seen Chris Paul, because of longevity, we've seen Chris Paul fail so much more often. And Luka's only failed once in his career because of him and other issues his team had.
Same amount of finals berths, same amount of Western Conference finals, same
You're
amount of
right.
All NBAs.
All right, well,
Actually, let me see.
I mean, if that's the case, no, I actually think Luka might have, in terms of like first team. But if that's the case, we got to respect our elders. We'll give Chris Paul, right? We'll give the point guard.
Never mind. Not the same amount of All NBAs. Chris Paul is 11. I don't know how many first teams though.
Okay, anyways, we'll give the point guard the nod.
For now, but it's dwindling. Give him like 2 more years and it's over.
Hey, man.
Luka finna win an
Yeah,
MVP.
give Luka 18 months, and I think he's going to surpass what Chris Paul has accomplished.
That's fair, but that's not right now.
Emmanuel,
Facts.
you are safe.
He's lucky. 11 All NBAs is a lot to pass up, so we'll give him some time.
He remains
Next
in NBA
up.
history.
Next one. James Harden or Anthony Davis?
It's Anthony Davis.
AD.
And It's honestly not even close. James Harden's legacy
He's-
is a playoff choker.
He's an
Yeah.
MVP.
It doesn't.
Isn't that something?
It doesn't matter. We know him as a playoff choker.
I think when I see AD, I see a winner on every single level. One in college,
Yep.
one in the NBA, one on the Olympic level as well. Number 1 overall pick. Like, he's just that guy.
His eyebrow
that
is better
guy.
than James Harden's beard. Like everything, just all around.
Oh, well,
Okay.
debatable.
No, I'm
Debatable.
just saying. I'm just joking.
Then again, the peak era of that beard also had a mohawk, which looking back is insane.
However, that's the one thing I will say. He was kind of rocking it. He was kind of rocking it.
It's easy to rock it when you're the best scorer in the NBA. You have a lot of leeway.
I know.
But would it have been better without the mohawk? Maybe.
Listen, his head is shaped a certain way. I'm not going to hate on James Harden like that. but I will go with Anthony Davis.
Have you seen James Harden without the mohawk? He needed it.
Oh, those braids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Next one. Jason Tatum or Draymond Green?
It's also not even close. It's Draymond Green. Jason Tatum
close?
just won a championship and is getting slandered more. When has that ever happened in NBA history?
It's not his fault. Twitter is dumb.
Listen,
He didn't
Art,
ask for this.
Listen, some people are perceived a certain way. Jason Tatum clearly has bad PR, clearly does not know how to get on the good side of the internet. Draymond Green, as we have talked in this episode, and
You
many,
want to talk about bad PR? Draymond Green.
however, most of that bad PR is done by him, right? Other people are not doing that for him. And he's still like, nah, like he's all right. He's not that bad. He's crazy, but
You type
he's
in
not bad.
Draymond Green. You type in Draymond Green, the autofill, the first thing says fists.
You're probably right. This man punched the shit out of his teammate.
Sometimes,
Draymond Green, world star. That's what it says.
sometimes you got to fight. I'm just sorry. Like, I don't know. I'll go Draymond, though.
Yeah, it's Draymond for sure. I'd rather be remembered like Draymond than remembered like Tatum.
DPOY, part of a dynasty, all that stuff.
I'd die a villain, man. I'd die a villain for sure.
Okay. Next one. Steph Curry or Larry Bird?
I know all the frat white boys. Listen, they love their king. He's not Steph Curry.
Listen, they claim Steph Curry too.
No, they don't.
I mean, sometimes
I didn't say they're allowed to. They claim Steph Curry.
they do. They do.
They do, whether you like it or not.
They do.
With the way they ride for Larry Bird, I understand that. But Curry is the only answer.
Why? Larry
I mean,
Bird is
only answer.
just as accomplished. 3-time MVP. Only got to win 3 in a row.
Yeah, 3-time MVP, but
That don't even move you.
bro, he broke basketball. Larry ain't never do that. He broke hearts, hurt feelings.
Yes, he did.
Demoralized
Larry damn near
people.
broke the color barrier. It's lucky Jerry West came before him, but in terms of winning at the highest level, Larry Bird came in and revolutionized the game.
No, he didn't. He didn't break no color barrier. He was just super nice at it. That's all. There was a Jerry West in his age. There was a Bob Cousy.
Yeah, actually, no.
Jerry West couldn't get it done. Larry Bird won 5 rings. Who did that like him?
No, he
Who
didn't.
like him did that before him?
There've been
He had
whites
3.
before them that were elite.
Oh,
what are
he's
you
3?
talking
Yeah.
about?
Larry Bird has 3 rings. Who like him has done that before him?
Oh my god. His race is the only thing that's carrying him. With Steph Curry, he got both races, all right? And also, he got more than one MVP. With Steph
No, he
Curry,
doesn't.
he has 3 of them. He has both races. What do you mean? Curry?
Okay, well, we're going to have a very different conversation.
No, he's not. What are you talking about?
He is. What do you mean?
His
Why
parents
does he
are-
have green eyes?
His parents are black. Recessive genes.
What about his parents? What about his parents' though? Who are his parents' parents?
Man, we're not
He don't
talking
have
about
real
that.
black parents.
We're not talking about
Everyone
that.
shut the fuck up.
We're not talking about that.
We're not calling up Dr. Umar. It's not
Let's
happening.
dive into the family tree.
This is a
CRT.
You gonna have me look up
CRT.
Del
This
Curry
is a-
parents now.
please
This is
look it up.
ridiculous.
This is a black man
All right, next one.
with a beautiful black
Dirk?
family.
Dirk or Charles Barkley?
Listen,
Dirk
Shout
or
out-
Charles Barkley?
shout out to Chuck.
This is hard.
He is the most lovable fat guy in NBA history. Dirk has a ring. Dirk has it. Like he got.
Dirk
he
doesn't
got it
have a
done.
successful TV career. Dirk doesn't have churros. Dirk doesn't have. I can't think of any more bits.
Yeah. Charles Barkley legacy lasts longer. It's beyond basketball. And that's dope. Now, is it for good reasons? Neither. I will not say it.
I mean, listen, Dirk is.
Cannot say
he's-
so.
He's certified though. He's like that. He's down.
What do you
Yeah,
mean he's
listen,
down?
playing for one team their entire career, winning with them, that just gives you more clout than what Charles Barkley was able to do with multiple teams.
We're talking about family trees. Go look at Dirk's family tree. Say we
a black
rocking,
woman,
we
that
rocking
boy
with
says
Dirk because
that.
Dirk rocking with us.
Whatever. Give it to Dirk, I guess.
I remember Dirk and them tinfoil plates. I remember.
Exactly. Dirk is out here getting fades in Dallas. He's out here in Oak Cliff. He's like, why are you here?
I would love to see his Thanksgiving plates. Next up,
Yams everywhere.
Shaq or Tim Duncan? One's one of the best winners of all time. One's the most dominant player of all time. I don't know.
Give me Tim Duncan. Quiet life, quiet guy, straight to the point.
You respect a hard worker? Real nose to the grind?
I think Tim is better.
Yep.
We had to make up a term just to give Shaq credit, right? We just had to say most dominant ever, and then you got it. So his legacy.
I think that might take away. I feel like we had to force ourselves to give him credit that we had to, like you said, we had to make up a term, that Make-A-Wish ass title. He's not the GOAT. We just want to give him something like that.
Make-A-Wish title.
What does dominant even mean? Like what?
The thing
He's
about
dominant.
Tim Duncan,
You know when
Strong?
you see it.
yeah,
Just
forceful.
brolic.
There's nothing you can do about it. That's what Shaq was. But when it comes to Tim Duncan, he's the most auralist GOAT ever. He's the GOAT of having negative aura. Not influential whatsoever.
And that's kind of hard.
Is it?
It's kind of dope. When none of that extra shit, just
He got a technical foul
Back to the
from
basket.
just clapping on a bench.
Yeah, but like
that's the type of player that he is.
that ref was wilding. I'll go Tim
honestly,
Duncan.
Tim Duncan accomplished more. Shaq's PR is through the roof. His brand is ridiculous. His visibility is ridiculous.
He'll take money for everything, though. Give me Tim Duncan. Give me Tim Duncan.
We don't even got to get into that. What he's taking money for now, but a certain
Listen, the
Tim
prophecy
Duncan,
has
you're
been
a great
fulfilled.
guy.
the
Yeah.
prophecy has been fulfilled
Yeah.
in the worst way. Tyler, I am. You are a prophet. True Withers new.
If you know, you fucking know. Oh my god.
All right, next one. Kyrie Irving or Tony Parker?
Tony Parker just looks evil, bro. Something about that guy I just
I
don't
mean-
trust. I just don't trust.
The-
I mean, listen, you're kind of fair not to trust him. You know,
What are you trying to say?
it's not
Sounds
the
like
most
you have
trustworthy
some-
guy.
Background knowledge, Donovan.
Listen, man,
Not the best track record.
I'm
What
not
did
here
he
to
do?
say. I'm not here to rehash old stuff. What happened in the past is the past, but you can forgive, but you can never forget, and that's just how I
He's
feel.
taking his homie's girl. Oh my god, I forgot. Yeah. Give me Kyrie.
Yeah, go ahead and
Trustworthy
say
guy.
it.
Yeah. Give me Kyrie.
Kyrie would never do that to Kevin Love.
Never.
Yeah. Plus
Tony
him
Parker
going
has
to.
never hit a step back. Tony Parker has never hit a step back three over Steph Curry.
But he does have one of the most lethal and underrated mid-range games in NBA history.
Kyrie's is
Like,
better.
Left hand floater.
That's not debatable.
Left hand,
That's not debatable.
Left hand floater to win games. Come on now.
He
Carter got
popularized the
it.
floater for sure.
People are going to talk about Kyrie in 30 years like a fucking messiah. He's going to age so well PR-wise. The most skilled player of all time thing is going to stick just like Shaq in his most dominant thing. People are going to forget all the flaws, only see the strengths in 20 years. It's going to be Kyrie.
Don't disrespect Chief now. All right. Don't do that.
You got it. Hella. I'm in line.
And last one, Kevin Garnett versus Kevin Durant.
First of all, Kevin Garnett his head is skinny.
He look like a backwood. The lighting is terrible, plus the old age.
And that's the end of the show. We're cutting here. We'll see y'all next week.